idea how long I've waited for this. I've been counting down the days. I've been counting down the hours, the minutes. To this very moment. I am very excited. Hello everyone, how's it going? I am currently, I mean, I'm half awake, half asleep right now, actually. I woke up at, 7 AM today. So, like, I'm basically a functioning member of society right now. It feels good. But yeah, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing really good. This stream is sponsored by Kurogate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm just like, I'm like bouncing off the walls. In case you can't already tell, I am very excited for this. Very excited. Right. I mean, we just get into it, right? We just get into it. I don't want to like waste any time. Where is he? There he is. There he is. I just wanna admire him. Look at him go. Such a cool idol as well. I'm gonna be so normal. I'm gonna be extremely normal about Lee. Extremely normal. Right. You can see the black card savings. I'll see how many leads I can get. Is what I currently have. I love them. Right. I'm not gonna waste any time. Also the story for this is really good as well. So like I'm really looking forward to it, but let's begin. Lee. I've decided what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull on the regular banner first. Right? I'm gonna pull on the regular banner. And then once we got one Lee, we're gonna go get his weapon. And then we'll come back to him and we'll pull for his we'll pull on the Fate banner with what we have left. So we'll do a little bit of gambling today. I'm feeling lucky, so yeah, we'll do pity on base banner. Then we'll do get weapon, and then we'll go back to Fate banner. Right! First temple! I know he's gonna come home straight away, so... Okay, I'll do Fate banner once I've gotten him, like, guaranteed, right? Watch this. He's gonna come home with this first temple. Watch this. Instantly. No. It was worth a try, though, right? It's worth a try. Come on. Please. Oh! I'll take a Wanshi though. I still haven't got Wanshi to S+, so I'm like... I'm getting there slowly. Actually, yeah! Any Wanshis are gonna be, a good... gonna be more than welcome. Yes. Take our luck, thank you. I will need it. I will need it! Right, second tenfold. Come on. Come on, Lee. I'm not gonna be pity gang. Wait.
I was shocked when I first heard that Murray was
Today's
going
a good
to be
day.
the Cerberus. I wasn't sure if he could handle that bunch, but it seems my worry is all for naught. He's been growing all this time. Still, I like Grey Raven more than Cerberus. Probably because you don't breakdance on the table. You don't, do you?
Wait! I mean, I can break down to the table if you really want, but, I'm not pity gang. For once. Right.
Good morning, Commandant.
Let's get weapon now. Let's get weapon. Sorry, I'm like kind of shocked he came home early. But I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. Right, weapon. Not remember. We want target weapon research. There we go. Woo! It does look kind of cool, doesn't it? Key of Tempest Gate. Heavy breakdancing meme, yeah. Right, let's get weapon. Watch this. First temple. First temple. You ready? Go on. First temple. I should start doing single pulls. I should start doing single pulls! Let's go! What? What is my luck today? We still have like 30k black cards. I mean... Shall we? Shall we now? I did say Fate banner, right? We are like 8 pity right now, but I feel like we should do Fate banner for funnies. Right. Come on, shall we? I'm gonna do a little small amount, just tiny bit. Get the pet. I mean, I could get his cub. Shall we get his pet? The little cub. Sure, let's do it. Watch this. First temple. Damn it. I'll do single pulse. Da 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 da. The Lee translator. It is such a funny cub, isn't it? I'll do single pulls now. Cause I don't want to waste anything. Skip luck. Watch this. Skip luck. Damn it. I'm not gonna go to pity on the pet. I'm not going to. Damn it. It's not gonna happen. No, I'm not gonna go to pity. 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 Come on. Come on. Please, no. Been going so well so far. Don't do this to me. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm just gonna cry. Just gonna cry. Just gonna no more luck left for the shrimp. There we go. Go cry so Lee can comfort me up. There he is. Nice. Right. Fate banner. I'm no coward. Watch this. First temple. First temple. You ready? I'm not a coward. God damn it.
Commandant!
Hey, Changyu!
It's time to rest, Commandant.
Alright, let's speedrun this. What begins? No! Wait, just a few pulls. Just a few pulls. Come on, what's this? Second temple, Lee. Come home. Damn it! Hey, Changyu and Sophia. Alright, let's skip the rest. Come on, another temple. Come on. Come on, Lee. You know you want to. Come home to me. Never mind. I used up all my luck.
One day, our favorite flowers will sprout.
Watanabe, right. Come on. Come on, be nice to me. Come on, Lee. Damn it! I should start just like skip blocking it. Ooh! Ooh, 5-star though.
I will give anything to bring you victory.
Come on.
Go organize the schedules
Oh,
already.
okay. I don't know, I'm hoping for like a Pale Fire, even though I already have like too many Pale Fire copies. I feel like it would be good luck, right? Come on, watch this. Lee, coming home. Of course. Damn it! I should really start skip blocking it. My free trial of luck has ended. Yup. I should have gone to the regular banner because I already had it.
This vast
Hey,
world
Arla.
is... Please.
We love Liv. Live, laugh, love. Just needs a weapon. I got the weapon, don't worry. I got the weapon like first temple, so don't worry, don't worry. I'm gonna do skip luck for this one, right? This is gonna be the surprise skip luck. Watch this. Damn it. What if I skip luck this one? Pale Fire, but come on. Okay, now I'm reaching pity. Now I'm reaching pity on this. Come on. No! Okay, come on. This is enough to make me actually reach pity. Now we gotta skip luck. Don't do this to me. You don't want to do this to me, right? Don't let me go to 100 on the paid banner. Don't do this to me. Come on. Don't do this to me. Thank God. Nice! Finally. Now I'll just like use my rating on the regular banner just to make this like a more even number. Watch this. Skip luck. He's gonna come home again. Damn it. So when he gets to 10, it's a nice round number then. Okay, alright. No, if you think about it, it took me 90 pulls on... No. Listen to this, right? This is girl math. It took me 90 pulls on Fate and 10 pulls on, like, regular or whatever. Or 20 pulls on regular. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 20 pulls. You add that up, you get 120. You divide that by 2, you get 60. So it's the same as hitting pity on regular random twice. If you think about it. Just saying. It's not copium math, that's girl math. Gotcha math. Right, I did pre-farm. According to the Graven's wiki. So we'll just see. I don't know if this is like incorrect. Blame the Graven's wiki. I think it was Cotty, right? I'm going by whatever I have here, and then the last thing is to pull off of Liv. Yeah, sorry, Liv. If that's not right, oops. There we go. When Cotty fast late, well, it's fine. I just want whatever it said. Either way, there he is, SS. You love to see it. I spent all my time farming for, yeah, okay. All of my serum went straight into memories. And also the gifts. Because I was worried, like, I didn't know exactly how many gifts you needed to get him to max, friendship. But, it's fine. It's just, there we go. Now I know where to put my, remaining serum in. Alright, I think about 80. Yeah, because I spent all my time trying to get the memories. Where's the weapon? Right, there you go. Actually, I think I have enough to like... I could. I wouldn't know what resonances to give him, but I can. I can just like give him resonances. If I can find out what he needs, I'll give him some. Right. Can use quick train. Let's get. Oh, we got. You know, I really should have farmed anything like, not just the memories. Everything went into memories. Right. I guess I could use... How many... Wait. What is the bottleneck here? Is it these things? I think it is. It's fine. I only want to use my serum on now. Use the USB? No, it's fine. I've got like plenty of leftover weapons. I can use them all. I can use them all. It's fine. Anyway. I'm really learning that I should, I need 2 of these? Damn it. Right. What if I can, like, convert any real quick? Oh, wait, whoops. You know what? It's fine. I'll worry about it later. I'll worry about it later. It's all good. It's all good. What I'm more happy about is this. Where I see you. I came prepared. I came very prepared for this. I'm really hoping this is enough, because I was like not sure. Come on, please be enough, please be enough, please be enough. It might not be enough for 6. I tried. I did my very best. I'm so close. No! No! I wonder if I can just...
Thanks. It's exactly what I need. Here, the support mechanoid I promised you is done.
Oh!
Those were
Oh, his
gifts
coat
from
looks
me?
so cool.
It doesn't have to be so clear-cut.
Right, let me just, You think I use dorm coins responsibly? Hell no. There we go. Oh, we even got one of his, favorites. The toolbox. Nice. Alright.
Hola.
By the way, actually, you know what? I'll make a, where's... I'm actually blind today. Oh, whoops. Aha. Oh no, you know, I should have a look at the
I was shocked when I first heard that Murray was going to be the
what's it called? The animations, yeah. Okay. There we go. Actually, what if I get it exactly to 200? Still... Ah, perfect. Not 200, you know what I meant. Level 6 exactly. Going through the straight stream? Yes, I will. I will.
The support mechanoid I promised you is done.
Right, I can have a look at the poses. Let's begin! Thank you for sending your emotion. Thank you! Not all 3 leads. Oh, I can do all 3 leads, but I just wanted... I like having Roland. Thank you so much, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you! Right. Let's have a look. Ooh. He's so cool, isn't he?
Can't I be here if I have nothing to do? I just want a quiet place to calibrate my gun set. There are too many outsiders in the maintenance room. I'm not used to it.
Oh, okay, this is
I
the
was
voice
shocked
line
when
from
I first
the,
heard that Murray was going to be the Cerberus Commandant. I wasn't sure if
I
he
love
could
the way
handle that
like he
bunch.
crosses his arms all the
But
time.
it seems my worry is all for naught. He's been growing all this time. Still, I like Grey Raven more than Cerberus. Probably because you don't breakdance on the table. You don't, do you?
No comment. I can make no comment.
In the past, humans used an hourglass to tell time.
Ooh!
It may not be accurate, but it sufficed, given the unidirectional nature of time. Indeed, as three-dimensional beings, we can't turn back time. We don't get to regret
unidirectional.
stuff.
He's using the long words now.
Me? Of course I won't regret anything. Even if I stand before endless possibilities, I will still choose the path that leads to you.
To me? Wait. Whoops.
I didn't expect to find a misbehaving child at the Grey Raven base. Do you want me to take you to the youth center?
Oh, I like that! The way he shakes the... Yes! That was really good. Okay, what about these ones?
You're here. If I no longer see you here at this time one day, I'm sure it'll take me a long time to get used to it. Nothing. We've got some missions we need to do together. Ready to go?
Yes. What about this one?
Sleep and leave the rest to me. Don't argue with me. I don't want my commandant showing up in public with dark circles, bringing down the neighborhood.
Unfortunately, it's a bit too late for that. The circles under my eyes are so big. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I think I've been punched in the face. Sorry, Lee. Ooh!
Commandant. Commandant. You're exhausted, aren't you? Look at you. You're still holding the tactical terminal. You can't even sleep peacefully. At least sleep somewhere more comfortable. You feel even lighter now. How much work have you taken?
I think I need a minute. Thanks, Lee! That was me earlier today. I took a little nap before this stream because I was so tired. Man, I wish Lee was there to carry me. These animations are so good. What about the shake one?
Commandant!
But he reaches his hand out. A little smile!
Never get bored of this, do you?
He did a little smile! Wait! What about this?
It's been a while. Where have you been? If you decide to leave, I hope you can at least give me a proper goodbye.
Oh!
Forget it. You're back. That's good enough.
I love Lee. I love Lee. Right. Shall we see how he's played? I already know one of his voice lines. I'm not gonna say it yet. I know it's one of his voice lines. So let's check out the tutorial. I think you can access tutorials from, yeah. I just, like, scroll down. Hey. Tutorial! Let's learn how to play Lee. Warning is complicated. It's fine.
Simulation complete. Commandant, we're going to win this fight.
Oh my god, it's so cool. Oh my god, the animations. Right. hyperREAL can use a submachine gun and firearm case to launch a 5-hit attack. Oh my god. I wish that were me. Ping arrows immediately slide and shoot. And 3 ping will trigger additional backstep shots. The sliding action can also dodge. Oh, so okay. Red ping is a dodge, basically.
Don't think you can escape my sight!
Oh wow. Yellow orbs allows Lee to glide to the enemy's back while unleashing a rain of shots. And same effect as dodging.
No way!
Oh wow.
You can escape my sight!
Blows make Lee throw a firearm case at enemy and so he just throws the case at them. Unleash a blast after catching it back in midair, dealing fire damage.
No way out.
Oh, wow. So you can just like straight up dodge
Escape my sight.
with this,
No way out.
Okay.
Don't think. No way out.
Wait.
Don't think.
I know.
No way
Okay.
out.
I know this is just with the orbs, right? So this bit might be a little bit
Don't think.
above my
Escape my sight.
knowledge right now. I just wanna
Cease your existence.
at the end of time. I just wanted to see it. What if we can do the dodge right?
No way out.
Whoa! I can do it. Cool.
Don't think you can escape my sight.
I just wanted to hear him say the line, honestly. So red and yellow enemy attacks cancel dodge. Yeah.
Now's not the time to relax yet, Commandant.
The end screen. The end screen. Oh my god, the end screen. I'm so normal about the end screen. Right, advanced basics. Let's give this a go.
Simulation complete. Commandant, we're going to win this fight.
Hell yeah, we are. Okay. Of the 3 sets of 3 pink orbs, paying outside Hyper Matrix will be recorded. They can be rechained with Hyper Matrix.
No way.
I see the
Don't
bottom of the
think you
screen,
can
right?
escape my sight.
This is the Hyper Matrix gauge. It will automatically recover. The red and yellow marks on top of the gauge represent the colors of the 3 pink orbs pinged outside Hyper Matrix. When the cooldown of Hyper Matrix ends, press no basic attack to activate Hyper Matrix. Replace all blue orbs with red or yellow orbs.
Time is under my control.
Oh wow! That basic attack within Hyper Matrix to deal fire damage. Calamity's in. I didn't read any of that. Whoops. Hyper Matrix or orbs are enhanced. I didn't. Okay, I can't read. It's going too fast. Can I? Celicos, please slow down for me. Hyper Matrix orbs are enhanced. You lower 3 pings of some multiple as alternative cells to fire rapid shots during 1 sight point. Any creeping made Hyper Matrix will generate 1 sight point up to 4. There's no basic attack to consume 1 sight point to deal AoE fire damage. Extend the duration of Hyper Matrix. Okay, so basically just keep pressing hold in attacks, right?
Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't think you can escape my sight.
So you wanna...
No way out.
So we've done the orbs. Now we
Time is under
Hyper
my
Matrix.
control.
can shoot a ton.
Your chance of survival has
So
been
that would
reduced
also like
to
end
0.
it early when you got enough side points. Okay, I see. I see.
No way out.
Oh, okay, I didn't mean to go to the end there, but that's
Now's
pretty
not the
easy.
time to relax yet, Commandant.
But man, do I feel powerful playing him. Right. Core skill.
Simulation complete. Commandant, we're going to win this fight.
So cool. Press in your Hyper Matrix, press no basic attack after blue 3 ping, trigger it.
No way out. Time is under my control. Don't think you can escape my sight. No way out.
This is like just what's the
Your
word?
chance of survival has been
Visual.
reduced to 0.
It's a visual feast. Mixage removal will consume 90 signature to okay.
Cease your existence.
At the end of time!
Don't think time is under my control. Don't think you can escape my sight.
I don't know what's going on right now. But I
No
like
way
it.
out. Don't think you can escape my... Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
What like a badass thing to say, honestly.
Cease your existence. At the
The
end,
end of time! Fuck.
No way out. Don't think you can escape my sight. Time is under my control.
I'm
No
having
way
a good
out.
old time with this.
Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
He's such a nerd, and I love him for it. Go on, okay, let's go leave.
Now's not the time to relax yet, Commandant.
I'm having a great time, right? Let's do the combat practice. Watch me get like completely humbled now. Alright.
Time is under my control. No way out.
I can't quite see what's going on, unfortunately. But I'm liking
Your
it.
chance of survival has
It's been reduced to 0.
No way out. Don't think you can escape my sight. Cease your existence.
At the end,
end
of
of
time.
time.
Yeah. Such a cool ult, honestly.
No way out.
Right, we can hyper
Time
matrix
is
again.
under my control.
Boop, boop.
Don't think you can escape my sight. Your chance
Right.
of survival has been reduced to 0.
Why is that just so satisfying?
No way out. Cease your existence.
Like, it is
end of
so
time.
satisfying. Oh, I haven't got the ult yet. Or the
No way
days
out.
back yet. Can I use
Time
it
is
now?
under
Yeah,
my
there we go.
control. No way out.
Can't quite see what I'm aiming at. But
Don't think your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
man, if this isn't really satisfying.
Don't think you can. No
I
way
haven't
out.
dodged any attacks yet, but I'm just enjoying wailing on this guy.
Cease
Again,
your
just
existence.
visual, like,
At the end
visual
of time.
feast. Thanks, KK1 membership. Thank you, Monkey
Time
League
is
Time.
under
Yeah,
my
this is,
control.
my little ape brain is,
Don't think you can escape
very
my sight.
happy with all the shinies going on screen right
No
now.
way out. Don't think you can.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Don't need to see. Yeah, it's fine. I don't need to see. I just need to trust in the lead. Sight is overrated anyway.
No, nothing serious.
Oh, whoops, I got hit. My bad.
Cease your existence. At the
Skill
end
issue.
of time.
I'm just having a great
Under
time
my
here.
control.
Like, honestly. I'm gonna use my fuse again. Oh, never mind. He's dead. Nice.
Now's not the time to relax yet, Commandant.
I just peak combat. You can't tell by it how much I'm enjoying this. Man, that was fun. Right. It's time for the story. I'm excited for this. Right, I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I'll try and get through as much of it as possible. I'm really looking forward to this. I'll put the oh wait, not working? Huh? I'm on the wrong screen. Wait. Aha, there we go. His life behind the scenes. Most of the time, the work of a commandant is no different from others. Alright. Apollonia, 8 AM. Commandant office. I'm gonna keep saying commandant, I'm sorry. The pure white blackout curtain rises automatically with the sound of the door opening, allowing the cold daylight to drip in through the window panes. The artificial sky outside is now a clear, early morning blue. Sensing a sound coming from the doorway, a little robot seated at the center of the table blinks its round electronic eyes, but it trains them at the source of the sound. All vital signs confirmed to be normal. Entering the room, the young man stops at the table as usual. Placing his half-finished coffee with sugar on the table, he starts checking his terminal for new missions. The story's really good. I mean, every PGR story's really good, so I'm looking forward to this one. The Operation Logistics Center doesn't assign special battles missions. And when there's no mission for him, the young man, as a commandant, can either be found working on battle reports or reviewing all sorts of task requests. More often, however, the young man carries on with his role as a military tactician. Specifically, he allocates intel and resources accordingly. Like his fellow strategists, he works with Babylonia's enormous intel network. But unlike others, he enjoys access to more parts of the network. With his gentle touch, the electronic screens come to life one after another, each brimming with tasks to be done. The robot stands up and spins around once before moving aside so the young man can work. Ever so gently, he pats the robot on the head. It sits in his hand, watching the young man smile at it. I knew it was Murray. I was just waiting for the reveal. Alright, one thing at a time. Now, first things first. Two hours have passed by the time he finishes the final test report on the new remote connection device. The robot moves to the edge of the table, tapping his arm with moderate force. Something it's been doing for the past 5 minutes. Oops, 5 minutes too late, huh? Rubbing his sore wrist, the blonde man swallows 2 white pills with his cooled coffee. Heavy footsteps couldn't be heard from the doorway, and in the mirrored reflection of the wall ornament, Murray catches sight of a scarlet figure. Closing the screen before him and looking up at the doorway, he waits as the breezy figure makes a beeline through the reception room and straight into his office. Hey! Vera! All the while without so much as knock on the door. With a thud, she drops a somewhat old folder and a memory drive in a zipper bag on the table. Well, the process was a real pain in the butt, but I'm giving it back to you now. Vera speaks with her usual mocking smile, her mind impossible to read. It's called the mission log and the thing you need. With a glance at the folder, Murray looks knowingly back at Vera. Thank you. Murray sounds sincere enough, except Vera bursts into laughter. We have you to thank, Murray. You're doing a good job as Nicola's agent. And I need to say I'm impressed by how well you've removed yourself from the radar. Corona needed an excuse to do what they do above the table, and Parliament needed this chance to justify what they got. That's why I was sure they'd help. I'm sure it wasn't easy on your part, but you got what you wanted all the same, right? I only did what little I could as the Cerberus commanded. The man before Vera looks harmless enough, but Vera knows he's anything but. Yeah, Murray is sus. As Cerberus' official commandant, Murray does not plan his strategy around orders from HQ, setting him apart from the other commandants. He has his way of bringing out the best in Cerberus, and never holds them back from what they do. In fact, he would even help his team get off the hook on occasions when they got in trouble. Propose cooperation, if they were his equals. No one cares about some weakling commandant who can't go down the surface, said Murray when they first met. The typical thing to do when taming a group of wild beasts is to collar and muzzle them. Except it never seemed like something Murray was interested in doing. And that was when it dawned on Vera that this man, despite his general smile, is someone the old-timers in the Parliament would deem dangerous, whose insanity is different from Cerberus's. Vera, however, is no fan of restrictions herself, nor is she one to fear hidden fangs. You're all for your team members, while I'm all for my own benefits. Murray looks down gently at a little robot that spins around his hand. It's times like this that Vera finds Murray weirdly friendly. You can do whatever you want to do starting now, and I'll support you however I can, as I always have. Guess I'll do just that then, if Nicola has given me the green light. Anyhow, I'll be on my way now. With it, Vera waves at Murray as she turns around to leave. It was nice working with you. Seeing Vera off, Murray picks up the folder from the table, takes out the content inside, and puts it in a common folder with the world government's logo on it. Babylonia, 11:30 AM. Parliament Square. With the folder in his hand, Murray heads towards the square right outside the Parliament building. The artificial sunlight is warm and gentle. It's nearing midday at Eden time. The square, however, misses its usual hustle and bustle that's now cordoned off with light strips and autonomous machines that stand in the way to the entrance. Should I look a robot voice? Apologies, sir, but passage through here is temporarily prohibited. My robot voice. What's going on? We've identified a technical issue on the bridge of 13C module with emergency maintenance on oh, I should do the robot voice again. I've already forgotten. We've identified a technical issue on the bridge of 13C module with emergency maintenance underway now. All residents are prohibited from passing through. Oh, we'd actually need to head down to Parliament Hall. The temporary elevator on the left can take you up. You can head down to the hall from there. Right, of course. Thank you. The elevator is packed with staffers trying to get to the Parliament. While waiting for the elevator to arrive, Murray overhears a conversation. What's up with all the emergency maintenance these days? Last time something like this happened, I literally had to walk around Babylonia to get where I wanted to go. It's just to cover up. The worker lowers his voice. Some resident caused a scene and triggered Babylonia's autonomous alarm system in the process. They've sent some orderlies over to take care of it. The guy said the punishing rice is a conspiracy that the world government came up with to control everyone. You were on Babylonia, my friend. And you were saying this is a conspiracy. You're on Babylonia! You can leave if you want. No one's forcing you to stay here. You can go down to the surface, if you so wish. The guy said the punishing rice is a conspiracy the world government came up with to control everyone. He went on to say that Earth was long gone, that Babylonia was rolling its way to another planetary system. That's absurd. We just saved a whole bunch of refugees from down there a while ago. Ain't nothing we can do about that. It's a closed chamber up here and people only listen to what they believe in. Repeat, even people who know nothing about the recent earthquake and the damage it's done, but think we're winning the war. Boy, the data is brutal to say the least. What happened to the guy though? I heard the guy is a retired combatant. He came down with symptoms of mind damage and refused to believe in any visual recordings they showed him. He took the weapon from one of the orderlies, rushed down to the hangar, tried to fly an aircraft back to Earth. I saw him a few days back at Star of Life. He wasn't doing well then, but I never thought he'd lose himself altogether. Was that how bad mind damage can get? I guess I've never seen anyone like suffer like severe mind damage like that before, so... Speaking of which, many retired soldiers seem to be having mental health issues lately. Something seems a little off here. Well, I've been feeling pain in my head for quite some time now. It's probably got to do with the lack of sleep, but I guess you wouldn't know how it feels since you don't even ever need to sleep. Wrong, my friend. We still sleep when we should. After getting off the elevator, Murray heads straight down to the meeting room, which is located at the very end of the corridor. Ooh! She's new. At the end of the corridor stands someone Murray has never met. Hearing Murray's footsteps, the person turns around this way. For a moment, she seemed caught off guard before the weary look on her face quickly turns into a radiant smile. She doesn't seem exactly adept at masking her feelings. Hi! Moments later, Murray recalls a name that matches the face. Sika, the student who recently graduated as chief of her class at FOS. While Murray had never interacted with her, he hears about her every now and then from task force constructs. Unlike the previous chiefs, however, Sika is under fire because of some controversy. Commandant Sika! Murray greets Sika with a polite smile. Sika quickly greets Murray back, apparently having been caught by surprise. Oh my, sir! I didn't expect you to still remember my name! Oh, just call me Sika if you don't mind. The honorific accent makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Scratching her head, Sika tries to put herself at ease. But you deserve all the respect as a chief. And it just hit me that I didn't graduate from FOS myself. Being slightly uneasy, Murray changes the topic. I see you came to pay Commander Nicola a visit. What's the matter? Right. I actually came to submit my application for a service mission. It's been approved without hiccups, fortunately, and I was just on my way to the hangar. Or you can tell the process must have been anything but easy from the look on her face. Smiling cheerfully, Murray gives Sika the thumbs up. Good luck with the mission. Thank you, I'll do my best. This is your last chance, Sika, says Sika quietly to herself as she turns around to leave. Parting ways with Sika, Murray passes down the corridor until he reaches the room at the end. Through the crack of the door, he can see a solemn figure standing by the window. Taking a light breath, Murray knocks on the door. Come on in. There's still an hour to spare until the adaptation test of the day starts, but Lee already finds himself in the Science Council's classified laboratory. Asimov and the... Yeah, we love Asimov! Every time I see him, I get happy. Asimov, on the other hand, sits in the middle of the countless projector screens, as usual, frowning at the ever-changing data before him. Behind him is a chamber petitioned by bulletproof glass walls, with several pods storing construct frames, lined in parallel. The pods are empty, except for one that holds a frame. The pod is cordoned off with red light strips, telltale of how important and dangerous the frame inside the pod is. You're early. We're still in the middle of fine-tuning the equipment and initializing the frame here, which is going to take a while. I know. Actually, I came for something else. With it, Lee puts a memory drive on the table in front of Asimov. I came across some data and have a new hypothesis about the hyperREAL shards. Meeting no objection from Asimov, Lee inserts the memory drive into the system and opens up several encrypted files. Punishing language. Ooh. It's always weird when, like, Asimov's expression changes. You know it's serious. I mean, I have to choose between Asimov and Lee? No, I won't have to. I've got two hands. One for Asimov, and one for Lee. Seeing these words, Asimov jumps to his feet. These are data left out of Chrono's trial record, and I'm also seeing the part missing from Shum's research data that's been retrieved. How did you get your hands on these? Do you still remember how there was a data anomaly from the 20th adaptation test that happened because the wrong parameter was used for enemy simulation? I do, and that's because whoever was in charge back then screwed up by adding the data for hyperREAL shard. Wait, is it because of that garbled message? With a nod, Lee pulls out a code on the screen. This is no garbled message, but an encrypted message that you can only decrypt with a special key, which I did a week ago. And the key is... I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is just yet until I have all my points of concern sorted out. Right. Well, tell me what you think you saw in there. Tell me what you saw in there first, then. Guess roll and look at one of the legs. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, exactly. I've got like many limbs. Like one cheek gets like one of my antenna. Babylonia at 1 p.m. Walking out of the parliament, Murray lets out a he's got eye bags. Murray lets out a sigh of relief. Nicholas stopped questioning him about his source of information after that, which in turn made it easier for his work to progress. With the issue off his back, Murray now feels more cheerful than ever. I'm not going to look into your source of information, as I said. But I do still want you to keep in mind that everything you've done will mean absolutely nothing if you ever get busted. Thank you so much, Commander. I'm just doing my job. With a mixture of emotions in his expression, Nicola keeps his gaze on a smiling Murray, and the black folder sitting squarely on the table. With your complete trust, I now see it as my duty to do the best I can. I have the original now. You would categorize the rest of it as a mission recycled file. Through the special channel like you always do. They'll know what to do with it. Of course! The rest of it. Shall make Lee's frame more compatible. Ooh, he's helping out! Really he cares. Anything could go wrong, but this. After all, he wants more than anything to be of help to Lee. He vividly remembers the time when he could do nothing but watch as Lee soldiered on, carrying the weighty burden of life, and that time felt like an eternity. Lee would always tell us that things would get better in no time, except what he said was mostly just lies. Murray looks up at Eden's midday sunny sky. Thanks to the artificial sun, Eden is perpetually sunny with blue skies. When Murray recalls his times with Lee, however, the memories together would always begin with one certain night from many years ago. It was right after Lee started working a high-paying job as an engineer that Murray found his brother became very busy, to the point he stopped coming home on time. There were times when Lee would come home early, and amaze Murray with all sorts of obscure but interesting engineering knowledge. Very often, though, Lee would leave home with some weird boxes late at night, when Murray was fast asleep, then come back home again by dawn before Murray woke up. It wasn't something Murray was aware of to begin with, until one day a celebration was held for the first time in years downtown where they lived. The day wasn't exactly ideal for holding a celebration because it seemed on the verge of rain. Except it never rained, and the celebration took place as planned. The celebration lasted late into the night. For the entire time, Murray was waiting for Lee to come home to go to the celebration together. But he never did because of work. Oh, I'm gonna change how I'm sitting, because I'm sitting uncomfortably. Murray took his medicine before going to bed. When he next opened his eyes, he heard the bangs of fireworks and the hubbas of people out there. Lee? From the crack beneath the door that opened into Lee's room, Murray was seeing light. As far as Murray could remember, though, Lee never closed his door. So Murray got off his bed, tiptoed to the doorway, and pushed the door ajar ever so lightly. I stand by it, right? Palefire's design is just like top tier. Because the suit that he wears is also top tier. And this right here, I mean, it's not exactly the best sight to see your brother like bandaging his bloody arm, but pretty. Through the crack, Murray could see Lee. Sitting by his workbench, Lee was calmly wrapping a roll of gauze around his arm. The table was strewn with used pieces of gauze, and all sorts of homeostatic medications, each of which was as red as blood itself, horrifying a young Murray to no end. It hurt. It's gotta hurt, and Murray knew that it's gotta hurt more than what he himself came down sick. Yet Lee didn't even let out so much as an ouch, as though he was perfectly used to it. Against the ear-splitting bangs of fireworks out there, Lee didn't notice that his door was ajar. The next morning, Lee woke Murray up as usual, and showed Murray a gift as he apologized for not being able to make it to the celebration with him. Looking at Lee, Murray wasn't able to ask any of the questions he wanted to ask. It hit him that, as he was then, he wasn't able to help Lee at all. Rather, he was one of the things that caused Lee to worry. No, Murray! It wasn't until Murray saw a long sealed away construct dossier in the Babylonia database that Murray finally learned about what Lee had to go through. The weight of every single word bone deep, The dossier was a testament to Lee's suffering, where he had never been able to let go of ever since. Would things have turned out any differently if he had walked into Lee's room that night? Would what he had said to Lee have stood a chance of changing his mind, even if he had found what Lee had been doing just a little sooner? All the what-ifs, however, mean absolutely nothing. He has never stopped moving, and to really be of any help to Lee, or he has to catch up to Lee. This is why he has jumped at every possible chance to get his hands on any resources there were, no matter how slim the chance. There's no going back now, and he has to make sure everything goes as planned. Ray couldn't be there for Lee when Lee was going through all the suffering, so he promised himself to always be there for Lee going forward, no matter what might stand in the way. No! Murray! Tightening his grip around the dossier, Murray turns around and heads towards the Science Council. No! Babylonia, 12:30 p.m. Recover data. Oh, okay. Very bright. Data recovery in progress. 89% completed. Data to be played back. Data to be played back with severely damaged portion omitted. An audio recording is played. I've never let anyone in on the theory I'm about to share in a few moments. Not even my sponsor. Only Ascendants can find this document. If you're watching this now, then I'm most likely dead. A dead man has no secrets. The theory is absolutely meaningless to my research. The theory points towards the origin of knowledge itself, and one thing I can say with certainty about it is that the kind of future it brings is not one that Ascendants would be happy to see. Not to mention the theory is not something we can make happen anyway, as we are. The language of the punishing virus, or to put it differently, the codes of it. The key to the truth of it is hidden somewhere in a higher dimension. And the idea of us getting hold of it is simply beyond our wildest dreams, given that we haven't even conquered time itself. I don't even know if the punishing virus is a tool that some higher civilization uses to filter out the fittest among us, or if it's just a randomly sowed seed that just happens to have taken root on Earth. People are probably going to figure that out millennia from now, but for now, what I just said is nothing more than empty hypothesis. I am, however, storing everything I know in this terminal. Whether it's something with practical values or not, I believe this research result deserves a place in this world. Recording turns black for several tens of minutes, after which it comes to a sudden stop with a monologue of a seemingly disturbed speaker. Now, if you can answer this one last question for me. The merciful one. Oh. The recording ends. There's a rough theoretical model in the attached file, and it's something Shum came up with using the data he got through unconventional means. With the data, we'll be able to decrypt at least 23.5% of the message from the header on the shard. There are still a lot of things you don't understand about the new frame, but my hunch is the message will be key to helping us move forward. You seem to have a lot of these hunches these days, huh? Saying no more, Asimov turns around to face the screen and starts reading away with a heavy face. Moments later, he nods his head. Right. It's exactly as you said. Plugging this model in is going to help us decrypt the header on the shard a lot faster. By the way, the Parliament can't know any of this for now. And then yeah, that's because you can't disclose the source. Sorry's blushing for a second, but I might have just imagining it. Exactly. And I'm sure you know that it would be against the protocol. I just want the adaptation task with specialized training to go well. You know pretty well that I wouldn't have come to seek your help if I wanted to follow the protocol. I'm not interested in any of that little drama. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna sit around and let you drag me down. I'm not the only one in charge of the project, which means the Science Council will make all this public to its researchers sooner or later. Oh, my voice is killing me. And that means you'll have to come up with a reasonable source. Of course. These data aren't the abnormal data I got from the Why is English so hard? These data aren't the abnormal data I got from the adaptation tests. It was actually a set of coordinates. Earth, a week ago. It was a regular surface mission, but Lee didn't head down to the specified mission location with the rest of your Raven. Instead, he asked to be assigned to a different location so he could drop by a certain place after the mission. For the longest time, the team of researchers at the Science Council was at their wits' end dealing with the abnormal data, until they decided the data was nothing more than programming errors and carried on with their research into the inver device and frames. Lee, however, cracked the garbled message after one day after an adaptation test. He was driven mostly by instinct, which explained why Lee found the data so familiar. The key to decrypting the message wasn't a piece of knowledge that pertained to some classified information possessed by a certain force or team. Rather, it came from a childhood game. A game that he used to play with Murray, that is. We'll be able to solve the puzzles when we get our hands on the key. Key and the passcode? Yes, and the most impressive thing about this kind of passcode is that you don't even need to hide the content it protects. Without the key to decrypt the passcode, the message would just be a bunch of garbled text in its encrypted form. Mind-boggling, right? All it does is change some numbers and switch the order of letters and encrypt them, and bam, you end up with something that seems utterly beyond human understanding. The principle it works on, though, is really a no-brainer. That's mind-boggling indeed. I only read about these a few days ago myself. The public library has a lot of books on that. I can go get you a few tomorrow if you're interested. Sure. Not exactly understanding every single word on the page. Maria was reading one of the books Marian had borrowed from the library. Its pages heavy with notes and abounding with words Marian had written. I want to go outside with you, Marian. You can do that when you get better. Fine. Speaking of passcodes, should we try to come up with a kind of passcode that only the two of us understand? Is that even doable? Of course! It'd be something that no one else but the two of us can understand. Pretty cool, right? And let's see. Right, let's try this. Lee snapped back as the device pinpointed the location and started beeping. Shaking his head, he looked down at the electronic map in his hand. The map showed the fastest route to the destination. A deserted building 500 meters away with nothing seemingly out of the ordinary. No signs of corrupted. According to the combat log, a task force squad once engaged in a fight here with a group of corrupted and neutralized the zone in large part. Reconstruction efforts for this zone, however, were put on hold when an earthquake hit and damaged the energy center nearby, putting the zone on a list of many zones waiting to be reclaimed. 200-meter radius is accurate as it gets, with the coordinates. Looks like I'm gonna have to go through them one by one. Then we come up with a message for him. Why didn't Murray just reach out to him like he usually did? Lee did bring these questions up to Murray, except Murray only responded him with a slightly perplexed look. This seems almost too easy for a trap. Less than 40 minutes to go until the end of the mission. Guess I'll try looking around. Something caught Lee's attention during the process. It was a robot, but with barely any dust on it, making it stand out from the rest of the dusty machines here. It appeared to have stopped working just a short while ago. Sitting quietly in the corner, the robot seemed to be staring in Lee's direction, as though expecting someone's arrival. Lee walked up and straightened the robot. Familiar robot from the Golden Age. Wait, it's a modified one based on that. No sign of infection. This model. It's been so long since I saw one of them. A garbled message no one else was able to crack, and an overly familiar robot. These are too good to be coincidental. Power component is only 23% damaged. Guess I'm lucky. Wait, self-destruction program. Why would a family robot need it though? The program, however, didn't work as it was supposed to. All of its control systems were apparently deactivated before the program was executed. After removing the self-destruction program, they connected to the robot's memory shell, hoping to access its data. All wiped out, huh? This, however, was not stopping Lee. Lee's knowledge about programming and the structures of machines wasn't something he got after becoming a construct. His interest in numbers and puzzles started when he was a kid, which later turned into his burning passion for machina, numerical programming, which then later became what he did for a living until... cyborgs? Yup, and that's something I've been researching. I know, and I also know you're working on neural network algorithms and probabilistic programming. I read about them a lot in your books. If you put an AI program and a bionic machine together, you end up with something more powerful than a human being. Do you know how to make that, Marian? When can we see it? Well, that's probably gonna take some time. I want to focus on getting you operated on first. Hey, that's what you said last time too. I'll be waiting, Marian. So just don't overwork yourself. By the way, there are a million things I don't understand about the problems you showed me before. With a frown, Marian looked at the notes in the book and all the codes that occupied the computer screen. When he first showed Mari a few things about programming, he only meant for them to keep him entertained at home. Mari, however, had been picking up the knowledge and technology, all of which were well beyond his current grasp, at the speed of a child who was much too busy running after an express train to consider whether the feat was out of his league. I told you to rest, Mari. How much time did you spend on all these? Well, I didn't spend not much time. Just don't do it again, alright? You don't want to ruin your eyes. Fine. Mori lowered his head in disappointment as the computer screen blackened out from idling. Mori knew how Mori was, and the Mori's conditions weren't hindering his intellectual development. Mentally, Mori was a lot tougher than most kids his age, which is why Marian could never bring himself to be overly harsh whenever he looked Mori in his eager eyes. I mean, there's no rush since we've still got lots of time. After patting Mori on the head, Marian picked up a book from the table and turned the computer screen back on. Alright, let's work through them together. Now, the code here... The more Lee looked into the robot, the more he found himself awash in a weird sense of familiarity. The robot was used as a messenger, with what little was left of its memory, showing records of multiple entries. He tried to probe further, hoping to find the author of the entries, but was denied access, which he saw coming. Impressive and well thought of indeed. The underlying codes that drove the machine were complicated and uncommon, except Lee was no stranger to them, because they looked exactly like the kind of codes he would write. Pretty neat, but I would have done a much better job! Thanks, Lee! Could it be you, Mari? I'm gonna sip water real quick. Ow. I drank way too much too long ago. Lee was indeed the one who taught Murray all these, which was something that he continued even after Murray went to Babylonia and was allowed to access public lectures. Every now and then, Murray would call Lee with questions he had from the lectures. Corona monitored every single message a construct sent out and received, never offset by Lee and Murray, who would mask what they really meant to say with their secret codes and hide them everywhere in their messages to each other. With their respective lives to live, Lee and Murray rarely ever saw each other. There wasn't really anything secret about the messages. There was simply exchanges of daily greetings. Interpreting the messages with their own secret passcodes is how they showed they cared for each other. Aww. When Lamia impersonated Murray and lured Raven into Ascended Space, her behavior wasn't the only thing that gave her away to Lee, but also the fact that he didn't get the usual Murray-like reply after sending Murray's usual encrypted messages. Analysis complete. There was only so much data he could fix. The mostly damaged garbled text, Lee filtered what he was looking for. Something I can do what I need to do next here in this pile of ruins. Putting in his pocket the memory drive with all the data he needed, Lee stood up. Right on time for the meetup. Just then, he heard an ear-splitting bang from afar. With incessant bangs that seemed to come from the depths below, the ground grew violently shaky as debris and cement rained down, shattering into pieces and stirring up waves of dust. Lee dashed out of the building and into the empty square outside. Right before the door to the building behind him gave way in an ear-deafening bang, burning away the piles of machines. Was that an explosion? If it was, Lee could only imagine how severely damaged the location of the explosion must be. This is an emergency report to all teams in the area. There was, however, no sign of corrupted in Lee's surroundings, and the concentration of punishing had been within the safe range since he arrived. With the ground still trembling, Lee felt as though the entire world was shaking violently. Air reverberated with the sound of walls crackling as tiny cracks made their way from the walls and the ground towards a focal point like most venomous of snakes. Wait, what in the world? It's an earthquake! Hurry up and run! In an abandoned shopping center 500 meters away from Lee's mission location, a group of scavengers were at the mercy of chaos. They'd been here for a week now, and they wasted no time in sealing the door at the entrance as soon as they'd arrived for fear that the corrupted would enter the place through it, leaving the fire escape on the right their only passage option. Ironically, the very measure they'd taken now is to hinder their escape from the place. They had no choice but to leave behind their personal belongings and run for dear life into the trembling building. Worn out to nothing more than a dilapidated shelter by years of sun and rain, the building finally gave way with the violent shakes, sealing their fate as pieces of what used to be the dome above rained down and landed on the floor. Right before the exit was blocked off, however, the scavenger at the end of the line lifted his kit up with all his might. And with it, he collapsed to the ground as chunks of fallen rocks landed on the slanted cement wall and crushed his foot. Ah! The shake seemed to have stopped momentarily, as the world in his eyes slowly lost its colors and the light faded away. Oh! He might have escaped corrupted in the red tide, but the crimson virus was never the only source of threat. With the world in its apocalyptic state, however, there was nothing he could do now except for sitting trapped underground as he watched himself literally bleed his life away. Ah! Right before he's about to fall unconscious, the scavenger heard someone's voice. There's a survivor here. Out of my way. I'm taking over. Come on, Lee. Lee to the rescue. Right when Lee lifted a third chunk of cement, he heard the tantalum in his arm snap, sending a pain signal and a limb damage warning to his mind at the same time. Shutting off the pain signal, Lee lifted the concrete block with all his might and shouted into the depths of darkness. Is anyone down there? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm a contact from Babylonia's task force. Hang in there. I'll get you out of there in no time. It looks like she's used to this now. Honestly, after Liv's chapter, I don't think anything can, like, scare me anymore. Not scare me, sorry. I don't think anything can, like... I don't know. Unless it makes something that is harder to read than that. I think I'm safe for now. And that's that. I had to stop when the earthquake hit. And I only managed to come back with those data. And this deserted robot you found there just happened to have the data we needed. And that seems to be anything but a coincidence to me. It's almost as though someone baited you there just to show you all of that. And then destroyed it right away. Natural disasters are not within anyone's control, though. How do you know the earthquake wasn't natural, though? We don't have evidence to say one way or the other, though. Let's try to focus on solving the issues we have here with the frame. Speaking of natural disasters, though, there's something that caught my attention. Liv saw the version of the future that Asnet predicted when she was in Imperia, and her infection reached the critical value. During recovery, she wrote a report of what she'd seen. I have the report, and in it she wrote about Earth's Everwinter. And that's what Bianca saw too, when she saw the future in the red tide at the Copperfield Aquarium. It seems that both Asnet and the punishing virus point to the same thing. Humanity is going to be wiped out at the end of a winter lasting for decades. Are you saying the recent earthquake had to do with that prediction? Asimov nods. A lot of things can bring about an ice age. Such changes in solar activities, or if Babylonia ever falls. And also strong geological activities. Everwinter, huh? Oh. The strange interference that was messing with my mind is here again. Gone again before I could see it. But as we are now, the punishing virus is still the bigger threat. I hope I'm just worried for nothing. I just in the Parliament an application a few days ago asking to put together a team of budget analysts for the situation. God only knows if it's gonna pass, though. Asimov knocks on the table as he casts a glance at the progress of the initialization on the screen. Almost there. Give me a few more seconds. I just need to do some prepping for the adaptation test. You risked your life to bring the data back, and it's now my job to put them to good use. Seeing Asimov at work, Lee touches his side pocket. There's a video recording from the robot's data that Lee hasn't shown him. Lee isn't feeling uneasy, precisely because of what he saw in the video recording. What? Huh? So, what's the conclusion? In case you weren't aware, we always need to go out of our way to smuggle the things you wanted into Babylonia's transportation crafts. I can tell you everything I know, except you'd probably be disappointed. I'll tell you if I'm after... I'll tell you if I'm after... I'll tell you if I am after I hear it. There you go. I mean, I still have, like, confidence in what you're capable of. I'll be damned, you managed to get all the extra information from the mermaid without letting her go. You were either very careful, or you simply just lucked out. But anyhow, Corona isn't the only one who's aware of that. Let's sit back and see where it's going to take us. Someone taps the glass with a finger. I see you weren't surprised about the information leakage. Now you want to be careful around Nicola. Because the old man would probably waste no time getting rid of you once you're of no use to him anymore. To know Commander Nicola very well. Care to share some of your most memorable moments with him? The golden star for trying your best at reading? Thank you, I need it. The person on the other side of the phone chuckles. We're doing a business trip trust here. So let's just keep our distance as is, yeah? Now, going back to the agents. They're a mysterious bunch. Tried to look into them with all of our human resources, but came back with nothing. You're trying to look into that one particular agent, and I'm afraid you'd be most disappointed. The agent you're looking into, the one that claims to be an author, knows how to manipulate people with the truth he wants them to see. No, we aren't trying to learn about him. It's just that we keep coming across a particular name in the latter half of Shom's research documents the Babylonia didn't recycle. The merciful one. Exactly. And that's the creme de la creme. Now how to get our hands on it is the question. That's something even Babylonia's Department of Information would find challenging. Which is why I came to seek your help in the first place. It's impossible to identify the speakers with acoustic fingerprints, as both their voices have been processed. Lee, however, has no trouble identifying one of them from the way he speaks. Yeah, the robot! Because Murray can't go to the surface. He uses the robots and stuff instead. It's Murray. What else is he still hiding from me? Lee has always known that Murray was up to something behind his back, except he never brought it up. With battles never stopping and everyone trudging ahead, their conversations become repetitive. He can't even remember the last time he enjoyed a casual talk with Murray. He could no longer guess what was going through Murray's mind. And Murray was no longer the adorable young brother he once was. Still, nothing made Lee prouder than seeing Murray going through life as a healthy boy. I guess it's weird now, because like Murray can still age, but Lee can't. Murray, on the other hand, grew occupied with his own life until one day it hit Marion that Murray was no longer the little brother who would look at him in aberration. He might not have the same blood running through their veins anymore, but nothing will ever erase their brotherhood. They share similar feelings, hold their ground in similar issues, and fall quiet at similar times. And even when it comes to hiding what they don't want people to know, similar too. I'm doing a great job finishing work early, which is why I'm home early to spend more time with you, Murray. Eventually one day when Murray will be technically older than Lee, I'm pretty sure that would already be the case. Because isn't Lee like, he's got like many years of service. Actually, how many years of service does Lee have? I'm doing a great job with finishing work early, which is why I'm home early to spend more time with you, Murray. You know, working as a mechanic is a piece of cake for me. Lee's the type to still call Murray a kid despite Murray looking so many years older than Lee. Yeah, because like technically Lee is older in terms of age, but physically Murray will look older. Don't worry, it's all good now, and I'm sure you'll be out and about in no time, too, Murray. I want to work at the world government, Morian. Well, I'd be happy working as a tactical liaison officer. I mean, I can't rely on you forever, right? Oh, I've been doing fine these days. Haven't really felt a thing in a while. Oh, and they're probably gonna promote me. I just need to do a little test. Come on, I'll be fine. I'm gonna show you how well you've taught me. Lee rarely ever gets upset. But here he is now in the Science Council's meeting room, looking all anxious and flustered. If memory serves me correctly, the world government decided to put a stop to remote connection technology because they found out the user would suffer detrimental effects. Right. A mind connection would synchronize the consciousness of the commandant and the construct, at the cost of the commandant's mental stability, that is. The effects were so detrimental, there were a few dozen commandants who had to retire early with side effects from using remote connection during the initial phase of the, Reconquista age. I don't know how you pronounce that. With user service beLEEve, supposedly? Okay. I mean, I can't see, I can see, like, Murray only being like 2 years. Okay, so I'd say physically they're probably about the same age now, or something, right? Nicola looks alarmingly at Asimov, who looks calmingly at Nicola, as though trying to say, I'm just saying it like it is. Why is it then that I'm seeing Murray's name in this name list for a remote connection test? Lee caught his own tone. He knows that as a conjuct, he isn't supposed to raise his voice when speaking to a higher-up. Murray has great potential. We need people like him, not to mention he's recommended himself for the role on several occasions. Speaking softly, Hassan didn't become upset with the way Lee had spoken to him. I'm guessing part of that is him wanting you to see him as the grown-up that he is now. And none of us can really ever live on our own terms so long as we're still under threat. But I do have the right to know what's happening to Murray as his only legal guardian. I mean, if anything happens to him, Leah, let's take a moment to remember that you wouldn't have been here if we decided to come down on you for going through classified information without permission. I'm sure you don't need anyone to remind you that, as a construct, no longer belonging to Corona, because of the world government now owns the document you signed back then. Now, you're going to press further at the cost of your team's sanity, that is. I'm not going to stop Murray from doing what he wants to do. I'm simply asking to be looped in about the situation. I have all these documents with me, and I'll make sure all of this missions fall into my jurisdiction. Lee, we understand that you're only trying to protect Murray. We'll keep close tabs on Murray's health, because he's the only person we can count on besides the Graven Commandant when it comes to experimenting with the new remote connection. Every person who helps us inch a step closer to victory is important to us. Enough said. We all need to do what we're supposed to. Return to your team. All done? Lee comes to his senses with the sound of machines kicking into gear. Coming up to the pod, Asimov looks down at the brand new frame. All said. We're good to proceed to today's invitation test. Alright. Let's see it. Earth! 2:20 p.m. 2:30 p.m. I can't even read. Aboard a transport craft that's making its way through this stratosphere. The ground gradually sharpens into view as the aircraft descends through the clouds, leaving a trail in its wake. Seen from above through the clouds, the deserted city looks like looking like a mirage from the Golden Age, seems to be buzzing with hustle and bustle. Also sharpening into view as the aircraft nears the ground are countless faults left in the wake of the earthquake that struck this place, tearing through the ground amongst the grey forests of buildings. To this planet... Oh, I need to fix my mic because it's all over the place. Ooh. To this planet, the faults are but a proof of a plate in motion. To humans, however, they're proof of a disaster. Around the faults of what remains of the buildings that once stood there, some of which have given way from years of disuse and the earthquake, while others are marred with burn marks and bullet holes of all sizes. Commandant, our original location is landing far, original location of flight landing is far more damaged than previously imagined. We're touching down ahead of schedule. Yes, please do. Roger that. Ready to descend, switch to manual control. Ready to descend, switch to manual control. I really can't read today. The aircraft starts descending amidst the roar of engines. No stranger to the turbulence that comes with the descent. You lower your head to review the particulars of the mission. And there we go. According to the reports that came in, while earthquakes have been observed across all regions of the last 2 months, we are, however, unable to conduct an overall evaluation of the damage caused by the earthquakes due to the limited availability of sensors of Babylonia. To complicate the issue, many of the earthquakes occurred at locations in proximity to conservation areas. We don't usually see earthquakes so violent around conservation areas, though. Right. Celica didn't hiccup, I just did. Right! And according to our current reports, the distribution of the last several earthquakes is abnormal to say the least. Geologically speaking, the plates that these affected areas are on aren't exactly active. None of them are situated in or around a seismic zone. Theoretically, these areas are supposed to be at a much lower risk of geological disasters. Which is why we chose to establish conservation areas in these areas in the first place. Celica superimposes the affected areas in the holographic map on the geological map. Something seems a little off here. Exactly, and post-earthquake, they found an average of 2.3% increase in the virus concentration across all affected areas. That's an interesting number. I can't draw an effective conclusion based on these data. What we do know is that the recent earthquakes have severely hindered construction efforts in the conservation areas, as a great number of buildings and energy facilities suffered damage. Many from engineering force have been sent down to assist with recovery efforts. We need part of them to stay behind on the moon to help with the reconstruction of the base. To that end, we are assigning a great chunk of missions to task force squads. We're short-handed here, for certain reasons. With hesitation, Celica lowers her head as she opens up the electronic file she holds in her hand. As we're working on re-establishing communication with the ground, we need a task force squad to go down to look into the situation. And that, Graven, is your mission this time. You're to rendezvous with the squad that's stationed there, and you're to help them investigate the damage inflicted by the earthquakes, repair damaged equipment, and determine what caused the concentration of punishment device post-earthquake. The squad will fill you all in on the particulars when you get there. Roger that. Celica taps away on her terminal. The details of the mission start showing up on yours. Going through the list of participants, you notice Lee is still missing. Any questions about the mission? Celica looks at you from everything that's waiting for her to deal with. She appears somewhat tired, but still makes an effort to handle the situation as patiently and carefully as she can. No, I think I'm fine. You don't think you'll end up with anywhere different than you did before bringing up Lee again now. We'll quickly get ourselves ready and be on our way in no time. Safe trip and best of luck. Our story so far really good. But then again, everything PJ related is so... Out. I'm eating breakfast so early in the morning. I had breakfast like 7:30 today and now I'm really hungry. Commander, we're here. Coming to your senses as Liv speaks to you. You realize the aircraft is now parked squarely on the ground. Checking the maps and seeing the number of corrupted and hetero creatures around you is within a safe limit. Give Lucia the green light to open the aircraft's door. Setting foot on the ground, you feel lightheaded for a split second. As a non-existent tiny crack stems out the asphalt you're stepping on and shakes you to the core with a tremble from the depths of Earth itself. It felt like a heartbeat. One that came and went so fast it almost seemed like an illusion. Madden? Seeing you stop in your tracks, Liv walks up to you and casts you a worried glance. You don't know you're fine as you shake your head and straighten yourself up. That was a neurological stimulation just now. You guess it was probably a side effect from the aircraft speeding up with reverse thrust. You didn't see it coming when it hit you just now, but you aren't going to let it happen again. Let's get started. Can't travel by the transportation craft going forward. I've reached out to a nearby team and they'll be here in 15 minutes with a smaller vehicle. You need to walk to the rendezvous point first, though. Roger that. Walking. So much effort. All these. Did the earthquake cause this? Lucy hasn't let her guard down for a single second along the way. Liv has been analyzing fissures and concentration levels of punishing on the way with a recorder and marking them all down in the holographic map. Since the Battle of Copperfield Aquarium came to an end, the perceived threat from hetero creatures has been waning with the red tide ebbing. The hetero creatures are punishing polymers. They stopped showing up in the truckload like they used to, and the crimson splotches on the satellite map disappeared as though they never existed in the first place. The Parliament was relieved knowing that a full-fledged clash using all its Omega weapons is temporarily avoided. At the same time, the lunar base's reconstruction has been faster than ever, and the research of specialized frames has been making headway thanks to new information. And with everything looking so positive for the time being, humans have been spared a moment to breathe. Only a moment, though. Something tells me they won't last very long. Every single victory has made its way to the people in no time, rekindling their hope. Is this the peacefulness a sign of hope, or just a temporary calm before the storm? You, however, have never been able to shake off the uneasy feeling in your mind. You're no stranger to what's been happening, and the earthquakes have done nothing but unsettle you even more. Flustered, you promise yourself that you'll let go of nothing you come across here, and you'll prepare yourself for anything that might happen, so your team might have to face it alone again. Madden, are you feeling okay? Slowing down, Lucia casts you a worried look. It hits you now that your face is heavy with a frown. I'm fine. Take it easy. This is just a recon mission, you tell yourself, as it occurs to you this is the second time your team is checking in on you since the mission began. So you're almost fully recovered, Commander. But it never hurts to be careful. And you two, Liv. Just take it easy. Honestly. I'm actually tougher than it might seem. Y'all want to threaten to beat up some guys, yeah. No doubt about that, Commander, but I just want you to know that I'll keep an eye out for you anyway. Yeah, right, says Lucia with a frown on her face, which is something you'd know she normally wouldn't do. Oh, I'm close enough. Indeed sounds like something he would say. Liv nods in agreement, but her expression soon breaks into a complex smile. That's Lee for you. You might come across as sounding a bit like a bitter person who doesn't care. Not at all true. But we all know for a fact he's the exact opposite of that. And he'd always put everything on his own shoulders. I know, right? Lee doesn't really talk about what he likes and doesn't like. Not even now. Liv and Lucian have read you like an open book. Never outspoken, Lee has been supporting Caravan in his own way. He's absent from a lot of missions the team has been sent on these days because of all the adaptation tests he needs to go to. He never misses a beat when it comes to routine work. Before the team heads out for battle, You can always count on Lee to send you a detailed analysis of the locale and the enemy to be fought. Aww. Also, Lee never fails to fine-tune the exoskeletons and weapons at the base with meticulous care so they're battle ready. Aw, how nice of him. You know that you can basically count on him to get everything done. God only knows when we'll all be out on a mission together again. True. I mean, they spill enough beans out there researching the new specialized frame. I'm sure Commander doesn't know much more than we do. Well, actually, you stop cold when your terminal starts ringing with a connection request. It's from the squad of engineering force station on the conservation area. Take the call. Try switching to a different chat. There we go. Hey, can you hear me? A few buzzing noises later, you hear a cheerful voice coming from your terminal. This is Graven. We're at the rendezvous point already. Oh wow, support force here. We just confirmed your location and we'll be there in no time. Roger that, we'll be waiting here. 10 minutes later, a small vehicle with the world government's logo sharpens into view, veering wildly around all the collapsed buildings and faults with astounding dexterity. You seem to recognize the wildness with which the vehicle is being operated. The vehicle speeds down this way as you guess the identity of the driver. Yo! Swerving the vehicle to a stop with the same astounding dexterity and parking it squarely by the roadside, the driver pops her head out the window. Bridget! Been a while, Commandant! Yes, it has been! Sure has. Hop on already. We'll go through the particulars as we go. Contrary to how she drove coming down, Bridget now drives the vehicle steadily towards the conservation area. Also sitting in the vehicle is a conscript from the engineering force. As Bridget drives, the conscript goes over the particulars of the mission with her. Commandant Ushio, Ebby, Lucia, and Liv. We have all three of you confirmed. We collected these data on our way here. Received with thanks. Sitting next to you, Liv and Lucia send the conscript their data. These are going to come in handy. Thank you so much. Thanks. We knew you could always count on Graven. How's everything looking? Not so good. We didn't end up with any casualties from the earthquakes because we got everyone evacuated in time. But a big part of the conservation area's basic infrastructure came down because of the earthquakes. We're now trying to bring power back with the backup power system. Some of the communication towers got ruined too. Engineering force is working at top speed trying to bring them back up, and we should see the connection in this zone up and running tomorrow. We don't know if there will be any aftershocks though. The only thing we can say about the earthquake at this point is that they hit at random times. You guys are a godsend, Graven, because we're short-handed as of now. That's what Celica said too. Isn't there another task force squad around? Commander came down this morning with some constructs. I'm guessing they put the squad together ad hoc, and they're on a mission now around the conservation area. Things are way worse, and they even picked up traces of corrupted. You'd have asked Babaloni to send more hands down, but things aren't looking exactly peaceful at the task force these days either, no? What do you mean? Vectors. Having been quiet this whole time, the construct of engineering force suddenly breaks their silence and chimes in. As you glance at the rearview mirror, you can feel a vigilant gaze fixed upon you. Bridget takes off her sunglasses and lets out a sigh. The Parliament has been trying to keep everyone in the dark. The whole thing is an open secret now. We're suddenly seeing a bunch of defecting constructs these days, and a lot of the squads with defecting constructs got put on hold for missions and put under investigation in Babylonia. Like T-Cell. Celica's heavy face, from back then makes sense now. Hey, see? Same brain cell. You look over at Liv, whose face is just as heavy now. They are not to come down to Earth for missions until the higher-ups get to the bottom of the situation. A lot of the squads that get sent down these days are scrapped together, and people are finding it difficult to work with one another. All times too, huh? The task force's all its intel shared among its members and possesses the most lethal weapons, making it vulnerable to even the least bit of mistrust and suspicion among its members. Rumor has it that a defecting construct should have put a base on Earth, but then ascended and killed everyone there. My friend is still in the lockup because of that one certain construct. Bridget pats the construct on the shoulder. There's nothing wrong with getting yourself ready for what's coming your way, but there are things that are simply above our pay grade. So I'm only seeing the three of you here. What happened to this other guy called Lee? He's on a different mission. I see. Been a while since I last saw him. You last fought alongside Lee at the beach. The battle where everyone's life was at stake. After the battle, you never really had a chance to talk to Lee except once. Wait. I need this as a wallpaper. Can I, oh, I think I can hide. When Max was learning from Super's mission one day, you saw Lee in the lounge. He was sitting in front of a desk. His always worn jacket was placed neatly aside, revealing the part of his frame without bioskin. Lee was fixing his right arm. His mechanical structure was exposed. The tool in his hand, he was making meticulous adjustments to the mechanical parts in his arm. All the while, however, he was doing so with a face so straight, one wouldn't have been blamed for thinking that he was just picking apart some machine. Are you just gonna keep standing there? Yes, I want to keep watching. Lee snapped at you, all the while carrying on with what he had been doing. He decided to continue the conversation. What happened to your arm? It's from one of the missions, from before. Nothing serious, and I just thought I'd take the opportunity to fine-tune the output structure. Well, you can just ask him to do it for you in the maintenance department. Yeah, but he do as good of a job as Lee can, right? I'm just more comfortable here. I don't want to make people do for me what I can just do for myself. You don't remember seeing Lee pay many visits to the maintenance department at the Star of Life. But it doesn't mean he never gets hurt. Wait! It's like... This is the equivalent of him, like, you know how he bandaged up his arm? As Marion? Far away from anyone else, he'd sit in the dark and, like, bandage up his arms. Now this is the equivalent of that, but, like, as a construct. By heart. He's always been seen alone, and people who don't know him might find him aloof. But people who do know him know that he's just used to putting the burden on his own shoulders. He carried on with work without looking up, filling the room with the clinks and clanks of metal parts. Am I bothering you? Not really. This is your lounge. You seem lost for words with a frown. Just ask whatever questions you have. How's everything coming along with the adaptation tests? This is back on the main menu. Yeah, it's the Griffin room. I believe I sent you a report every time there was a test. After the Battle of the Copperfield Aquarium, with your insistence, Hassan agreed to the idea of sending you a progress report along with updates on the frame every time there was an adaptation test. Hassan, however, refused to provide you updates on anything else, saying this frame does not require mind connection with the commandant at the moment. Except the reports didn't really clear your doubts. I've seen them. The data in the reports is pretty limited though. What exactly does sudden mind overload mean? And something just feels a little off about you these days. As if he was hiding something. One question at a time. Only got one mouth to do all talking. Now about the sudden mind overload. Don't know what's causing it, but it hasn't affected the frame or its battle performance. Everything about the new frame is within normal standards. And there's nothing off about me. Well, if you don't ever bring it up to Lee, just put all the load on himself and solve it all before people even know there were problems. And if you ask me what we've done for him, well, I can hardly think of anything. He always has everything planned out. I'm not Raven's captain, but I often find myself relying on his judgment. I seem to always think that he's just going to finish everything I ask him to do, which he actually does. So it never just hits me that Lee might need help himself. He just never brings it up. And that is Lee for you. He always meets the problem head on. He's always quiet. You know you can always count on him. But I'm not so sure if I feel the same anymore. And I just don't want anything to go wrong with any of you anymore. I have every responsibility to keep all of you safe as you're commanded. Totally saw that coming. Ow. But don't sweat it. I'll be fine. I can just tell something's weighing you down on the inside. I'm worried about you, Lee. As a friend and as your commandant. You ever having said that to Lee? No, I have no doubt you can handle everything. But it's never healthy when you always try to take the burden on your own. We'll never know if you need anything. We never know what you need if you never say a thing. And there are things that can go unnoticed if you always choose to be quieter about them. Lee, however, looked away from you in what seemed like temporary bewilderment. You waved your hand at him to get his attention. Lee? Right, of course. If there's anything I need your help with. He stopped in his tracks and looked up at you with a straight face. I'll let you know. Said Lee. Except you didn't know if he was just saying it to make you feel better. With that, everyone falls silent as the vehicle carries you through the locked facilities. Before long, you arrive at the conservation area. I just realized this is an ad for Venus Splash Park. The damaged buildings have been temporarily reinforced. Members of the engineering force are bustling about. When some of them pass by, they nod, greeting to Bridget. She reciprocates with nods. A temporary base is right over there. Let me take you there first. Captain! Right then, a conscript from engineering force rushes over. There you are. Here, you need to have a look at these data. Take it easy. What is it? Bridget takes the monitoring device from the construct and starts going through the data. The geomagnetic storm peaked again just now. It's the highest we've ever seen over the past 2 days. When was the last time we saw a peak? When the second aftershock hit. Right when the construct finishes its sentence, a deafening rumble fills the air. With it, the ground starts trembling. Uh-oh. Alright, Lee time. Pretty sure Lee smelled it and missed it. No! The fall was endless. Aside from the soul-crushing pain, this is what Lee remembers most vividly from being turned into a construct. To this day, Lee still remembers the day he was turned into a construct. He is now at Chrono's lab. Which, unlike the trial area at the Science Council, was a dark, cold lab in the basement. People at the lab told him that he would be mankind's long-awaited hero and if the experiment turned out successful. Lee, however, knew better than to take what they said seriously. The construct tech developed behind the scenes at the cost of countless lives, their plans and mankind's hope. Lee cared about none of these. All he ever really wanted was the people that he cared about to live a safe life going forward. Lee wasn't the first one to participate in the project. From where he was, he could even see the 4 souls before him immersed in the pods around his. Their bodies pale and motionless. These bodies, hooked up with him innumerable wires, are anything but human. They've been disassembled and reassembled, only at the end to either be used or discarded, erasing every last bit of human dignity they might have had. Few lost causes tainted the floor with their vital fluid, trying to crawl their way out of the lab and into their broken body. Lee was glad that he wasn't yet in that state when Murray last saw him as a human. He thought he was going to carry on fighting forever as a tool, until someone came along and told him that they saw constructs as indispensable partners. Yay! Graven! Lee thought it was just another lie, but the person made a promise and lived up to the promise. Which is why Lee never wants his commandant to see him when he goes through this test or be burdened with concerns about potential risks. While the rest of Raven is fighting on the ground, so too is Lee fighting a battle of his own. Going to solve everything. And all the rest of Grey Raven has to do is wait for him to get back a changed man, so they can all go missions again like they have so many times before. Seeing Murray grow up healthy had always been Lee's only hope, but he now has another job having joined Grey Raven. No! Lying down in the experiment pod, Lee picks up a cable and inserts it into the port in his neck like he has so many times. Let's skip virtual bridging this time and dive straight into battle simulation with a new frame. Asma points at the new frame, which lies in the pod. Instead of the standard compatibility data, we're using your own data today. See if what happened before is going to happen again. Sure. Let's get started then. Starting mind transfer. These are the activation parameter for temporary authorization for frame switch. Commencing battle mode in frame. This is initialization complete. Starting battle environment. This is gonna be a tutorial now, isn't it? Construction of battle environment completed. Yay, tutorial time! Wait, is Asmo gonna teach us?
Simulation complete. Commandant, we're going to win this fight.
Simulation system loaded. How do you feel? Anything strange? Well, no, everything is good. The adaptation is better than I expected. Good, seems the mind and frame are going well together. Let's start the first test then. Use the basic abilities of your frame to defeat the enemy.
Nothing serious.
Uh-oh.
Focus.
Why is he so cool? These attacks are just so cool. The ability of this frame has been significantly improved based on your habits and requirements. It also comes with excellent firepower. However, it will also increase your burden in combat. When facing a large number of enemies, you need to make use of all available weapons to quickly finish them off. I'll give you plenty of signal orbs in the second test. Use your composite armaments to deal with a vast number of enemies.
Don't think you can escape my sight! Don't think you can... Nothing serious. Focus!
I didn't do that right.
No way out!
Let's see if I can do the dodge right, but I don't think I can get it timed perfectly. Really? Wait, come on, tackle me. No, I'll wait. That's fine.
Cease your existence. At the end of time.
When is this actually painful? Oh wait, I see it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It looks like Pale Fighter. Wow, I didn't even realize.
Don't think you can escape my sight.
Okay, I think I pretty much mastered this frame. Basic abilities are enough for you to handle regular combat. And on top of that, we plan to add a special power to this frame. And to. Great. For now, this feature only exists in theory. It's incredible instant computing power. When the frame is running at maximum output, it can even transcend beyond time and dimensions. Let's just call it Hypermatrix for now. You can try using this feature in the simulated battle first. I'm ready. He's grown so much that notice now basic attack. Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, I didn't mean to. Wait. There we go. This is the basic attack 110. What have I done? Uh-oh. Here we go.
Time is under my control.
Yay, Hypermatrix! This is the Hypermatrix you mentioned. Just like Matrix, it will forecast all possible enemy actions. It must be near stationary in your eyes. Hypermatrix is more than that. You attack data from certain skills you used earlier. We stored it within the core of your weapon. In this space, you can access and reuse this information by attacking enemies. Given its extremely high power consumption, the duration of Hypermatrix will likely be very limited. You can consume skill data to generate new sight points and unleash them onto enemies when Hypermatrix ends. When Hypermatrix is closed, all sight points across all dimensions will be unleashed into the enemy. Now try using your signature move to leave Hypermatrix.
And here.
Nice. I'm learning! From now on, I'm gonna load data of some formidable enemies. The system will no longer need a go hard. The system will no longer help you maintain Hypermatrix. You need to control it yourself. I see.
No way out. Time is under my control. Don't think you can escape my sight. Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0. Cease your existence.
The computing power is all drained. Let's call it a before you face some danger. Alright, I think we need to just a few more tweaks before officially deploying the frame in combat. Wait, combat simulation's still on. Yeah, I was like, wait, why is this? We're still simulating it. Asimov? Asimov, what's going on? System execute the logout command. No response? Lee, no longer error. Danger. Copy, overload. Lee! Lee! I was really worried I messed it up for a second then. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The few seconds it took for Lee to exit the battle simulation mode seemed like an eternity. A blinding flash of light engulfs his vision. From the depths of his sight, the twisting spiral tower emerges and collapses repeatedly, while the surrounding blur and shift at a rapid pace through the passage of time. And the world was... Swallowing it is meaningless for constructs, but Lee clenches his fist anyways. He tries to calm the nausea he's feeling from the mind overload. Where is he? The Science Council of Babylonia! There's a factory full of corrupted, or the Corona Lab in the basement, with other broken constructs. The crimson fog clouds over his eyes as the views from Lee's deep mind cross over into reality, blurring his perception of time. What was that he saw in his mind? If that was an abnormal protection because of a data anomaly, it seems almost too realistic. As he may, Lee can't seem to see through the crimson fog that clouds his memory. Unable to describe what he saw, Lee is now feeling nothing but heart-wrenching sadness and bone-deep despair, which quickly fades away as his mind recovers. Lee's hunches that this is happening because his memory is locked. Except he's checked his memory data multiple times and never came across any signs of his memory being tampered with, or any sign of memory loss. He missed something he should have had no trouble seeing. It's not the first time this has happened. Everything Lee just went through took place within a few seconds. To everyone except Lee, who's already recovered. Coming back to his senses, Lee lies down in the pod and changes back to entropy. How long did mind overload last just now? Lasted for 3 seconds. But my mind record reads 35 minutes. Seems like this only happens when you use that particular frame. With a solemn face, Asimov presses his finger on a corner of his forehead. We just got the issue with the Inver device taken care of. Now we're looking at this whole other bunch of new issues here. Let's have a look first at the parameters that we went into the test this time. The Science Council remains illuminated, and everyone carries on with what they have to do quietly. The Inver device, specialized frames, and Omega weapons. With this research project demanding everything in the brain juice of every last researcher that the Science Council has, mankind sees the brainchildren of its wisdom all put into use for one singular cause. Every single bloody one, despite the cost of countless lives, has been handed over to the researchers. Rekindling hope in mankind. We have the results from the analysis now. How does everything look? The Inver device worked just fine, and the frame is 98% compatible. Except there was obviously something wrong with his mind. It's now, right? Right. Same as what happened before. We always end up with an overload when we try to collect battle data with him in that particular frame. Only happens when he's in that frame. We compared what we have here with the test results from a virtual connection, and confirmed that this is what happens when the Omega weapon in the frame reaches maximum power when working. The Inver device, on the other hand, works just fine, and we see the percentage of infection go down at the critical point. Which is why the data of this frame seems completely normal, and even goes as far as calling the data impressive. And this frame is the only one out of all the specialized frames that's completely immune to the punishment virus, which is exactly what we hope to see. We found a way to balance Omega weapons to help us absorb and purify punishing. The data extracted from heteromer shards can help Omega weapons better than purify punishing. We work on improving the Inver device. This frame's purification speed will be able to catch up to its absorption speed just fine. Now, we can normalize the technology of this frame, and I'm sure it's going to be a major game changer. Asimov's voice sounds on the verge of cracking when he says game changer. We don't know why my mind overloads, but it only does when I change into the new frame. I'm sure it has to do with the fact that it's a specialized frame, and that it has something to do with the simulated data, something the simulated data don't. Something like this happened before, but never to the extent we saw in this time. Right. It was 0.5 seconds to begin with, and now we're seeing 3 seconds. Your mind fluctuated so much during this period of time that we couldn't even pick up the correct range for the machines. If we'd run the test on a different construct, their mind would have been destroyed and they would have been infected right away. We usually only see an overload when someone's mind is imprinted with an excessive amount of data in an extremely short period of time. But you're able to recover within 3 seconds with all your numbers back to normal, as if nothing has happened to you. We haven't observed damage on your mind so far. Asimov's right. This only happens when you're using the new frame. But I don't remember anything that's imprinted on my mind, and I'm not seeing any extra data in there either. All he remembers is a single message. Well, only he and Murray understand, and a piece of subconsciousness that would pop into his mind every now and then. Every so often, Lee sees location coordinates, key to his missions, or hears calls coming from the seashore that disappear before he knows it. Before he gets to the bottom of the message, Lee decides to stay quiet to keep Murray out of trouble. There's gotta be something I'm missing. The voice in Lee's subconscious, however, seems to want him to stop probing. Trust me. We're going to apply this technology to all the new specialized frames, somewhere down the road. And to that end, we have to simulate as many possible scenarios as we can. Asimov, have you seen traces of my memory data being modified or hidden? No, none so far at least. My deep mind? Theoretically, your commandant is the only person who can access your mind, which can only mean 2 things. Either the infiltrator is doing an impressive job covering the tracks, or your mind just hasn't been tampered with at all. If someone did access your mind, I can send the Graven Commandant an access key for deep mind connection with you. Although we have to have you change back into the new frame first so your mind can overload again. Need to keep in mind though, that we don't know how your Commandant's mind beacon is going to affect the overload. Or the overload is going to affect your Commandant's mind beacon. that if your command grants access to your mind, you just might be able to dig up something from there. No, we can't do that. Not up until this point. Lee voices redaction against the idea. Your overload might just last for a few seconds, but there is no way the human brain can handle it. I'm not even completely familiar with the frame myself, and I can't expose my command to any risk before I have a better grasp of it. I just don't want to put anyone in harm's way ever again. Asimov lets out a sigh. Boy, here we go again. It became to me a few times trying to find out how you've been doing. Are you just gonna keep being quiet about it? I just don't see a point. I'm sure Evie is going to barge right into the Science Council the moment the Commandant finds out everything I've been through. And I know that for a fact because I know my own Commandant inside out. He does. He is right. Keeping someone in the dark is rarely ever a good thing to do, though. Apologies for coming in without knocking on the door. I came right in because I didn't see Lung out there. Right then, a gentle bald man appears by the door as he closes it ever so softly. It's Murray. Murray? Lee, good to see you here. Murray doesn't have a good view of Lee from where he's standing, but Lee clearly sees him from hiding the document in his hands behind his back upon noticing his presence, which, however, doesn't escape Lee's eyes. Let me guess. Did Nicholas send you here with a message for me? Madam Nicholas sent me here with this document. We'd like you to know that it's usable now because it's gone through all the processes. Murray passes the dossier to Asimov. It's a clear folder with the word government's logo, which the logo of the Niter of the Nona Ouroboros can be seen. Wait a second. That's good news. I'll take that. With a genuine exclamation, Asimov takes the dossier from Murray and starts going through it. So what's up with you recently? Not much. I haven't really been on any battle missions these days, so I have been doing what I'm supposed to as a liaison officer. It's great. Just don't overwork yourself, yeah? And let me know if you ever need help. Of course. Take good care of yourself too, Lee. The room is quiet, save for the sound of Asimov turning the pages of the document. 5 minutes later, closing the document, Asimov looks at both Lee and Murray. Both of them are standing perfectly upright. Say, I've never seen siblings talk to each other the same way you do. Or is it how people usually talk to their family these days? Everything is okay with the document. I'll pass it on to Long when he's back. And we're finished with today's adaptation test, so you're free to go. I'm just gonna go and wrap everything up. Asimov turns to leave. Casts a meaningful look to Lee. As Asimov turns to leave, he casts a meaningful look at Lee. Cut to the chase then, since you already know what's going on. You were the top candidate when it came to the Omega Specialized frame. But the pick Liv, and it wasn't just because she submitted an application. Someone was holding you back from being picked. And that would be Murray, huh? He doesn't even need to ask Asimov to know that it must have been Murray. I'd never have let Liv do that had I known better. They would have picked her sooner or later anyway, since it really makes no difference to us. I guess Murray did what he did because he cares about you, no? I just never thought he could go this far. You don't seem to talk about a lot about yourself to him, do you? Makes sense that he's been going around asking about you. Well, there isn't anything to talk about. I just want him to be safe. Playing the role of mediator at the Parliament, influencing people's decisions without their knowledge, finishing his task without so much as a failure. None of these comes without challenge. Having spent quite some time down at Corona's lab, Lee knows better than to mess with what he shouldn't. And if anyone ever does, they'd be gone in one foul swoop. He doesn't want to stop Murray from doing what he wants to do. Doing what he wants to, but neither does he want Murray to ever get hurt. I'll try to have a talk with him. I'll be on my way then. Wait, Murray! Care if I join you for a walk? Sure. My hiccup's mad. Leaving the Science Council, Lee and Murray walk side by side down the hall leading out of the building. This is when Lee would usually ask Murray about his work and health. Except Lee doesn't say a thing after saying what he just did just now, giving Murray no choice but to tag along. Well, Murray tries to make Lee stop, but no avail. Keeping his eyes trained straight ahead, Lee carries on walking. Seeing Lee so quiet reminds Murray of what happened when he was still a kid. When he went out of town trying to buy medicine from some doctor. Milk dry and unable to go home, Murray was left crying alone in the rain until Lee found him. Muddy all over and soaked in rainwater, Lee, with an umbrella in his hand, was out of breath when he found Murray. Lee, however, didn't blame him at all. Lee held Murray's hand tightly the entire time on the way home. Lee walked on quietly, all the while keeping his eyes trained straight ahead. Seeing Lee all tense from below the chin, Murray knew he was angry. Walking next to Lee, however, it hits Murray that he's slightly taller now. Lee finally stops when they reach a quiet corner. Been a while since we last talked. Murray looks around and is surprised when he notices that this place is one of the few in the bridges area without monitors. Murray quickly goes through his head everything he's done recently to see if there's any loose ends he forgot to tie up that gave him away. As he does so, he keeps his eyes on Lee. Murray casts Lee an excited yet confused look. I know, right? It sure has been a while since we last talked. I mean, you've been busy with all the adaptation tests. Right, but I do have something I want to ask you about. Lee opens his hand to reveal a tiny chip. Wait, what is? You aren't going to tell me you don't know what this is, are you? That's exactly what Murray was about to do. Except when he meets Lee in the eye, he knows there's no getting away with it. Well, it's just something I used to help me survey mission bases. I mean, because I can't exactly fight on the surface like you and the other commandants. Where did you come across it, though? Well, messenger roll at self-destruct post-mission. There's no exception. As long as Lee doesn't see what's inside the chip. Doesn't really matter where I found it. I recovered it and had a look at what's inside. Gotta say, the encryption was a real piece of artwork that could have deceived anyone but me. Because, you know, I'm your brother. In the deafening silence that ensues, Lee's heart sinks. As someone who knows Murray through and through, Lee knows that Murray is trying to hide something from him. Murray's silent admission, however, is proof that he can't possibly have been the one that sent him the weird set of coordinates. He doesn't know who sent it to him and for what purpose, except these aren't what he's trying to find out at the moment. So, when did you start getting yourself involved in all these? Looking at Murray, Lee feels as though he doesn't know him anymore. The same gentle smile on his face. Murray looks flustered as he looks down to avoid eye contact with Lee. Moments later, he raises his head again. Lee recognizes the look in those eyes. Because he too once told Murray the same white lies. And it was him himself that he saw in those same eyes back then. I got these from working with the machines. Don't sweat it though. Engineers get these all the time. Listen to me. I'm about to leave you for a short while, but don't worry. Everything's gonna be okay. Yep, I'm fine. You know me inside and out, right? Pale fire. Love pale fire. That's just part of the mission. We gave Commander Nicola all the data we'd gotten from the mission afterwards. He did everything with his authorization. And you know what he's like. That include coming in contact with an Ascended. I know what you're talking about, Lee. Says Murray ever so softly, his smile no longer gentle. Packet City 075. Mommy might have been able to copy the way you look, but there was no way she could have gotten her hands on your communication and if English is hard. Mommy might have been able to copy the way you look, but there was no way she could have gotten her hands on your communication identification number when there was no connection. She could have chosen to be anyone, but I guess she decided to use your code to earn our trust there. And that can only mean one thing. You've been in contact with her up until that point. As expected. That's past you after all these years, Lee. Murray's heart sinks as he thinks to himself. Only you can manage to deduce the cores this way, Lee. But I really don't know what you're talking about. Murray knows there's no point in lying anymore, but he refuses to give in. It's been a long time since Lee saw Murray so sad. So full of secrets. That's the robot! Murray would always look at Lee with expectation, comfort, and admiration. Lee recalls us last seeing Murray in tears when Lee himself was inside one of the glass pods down in Chrono's lab, when both Lee and Murray believed they'd never see each other again. The expression on Lee's face as well, and that is just like good stuff. Ever since coming to Babylonia, Murray stopped being the adorable young brother he was. Stopped asking Lee all the far-fetched questions he used to ask him, and stopped inviting him to art exhibitions. I'm fine, don't worry. These are the kinds of messages that Lee, whose plate had been full with endless battles, would send Murray in response to his messages. The concealed facts and emotions weave together, separating them and hiding them from the true meanings and thoughts lying under the words. I trust you, Murray. I'll take your side no matter what. I just want you to be honest with me. We'll never know what you need if you don't say a thing. There are things that can go unnoticed if you always choose to be quiet about them. Why are you keeping me and your commandant in the dark about your frame's compatibility, then? This question catches Lee off guard. Well, that's because Because you never thought we'd be of any help to you, right? You know full well I never saw you that way. Why do you always choose to go out alone then? I thought we were family. You told me a little more about yourself. I would never have... Ugh. No, Murray! Murray stomped in his tracks halfway through the sentence with a gasp. Murray? Rushing up to hold Murray so he doesn't fall. He sees how pale his face has become. What's going on? What's happening again all of a sudden? Without saying anything, Murray shakes his head with a frown as he presses a hand against his temple, apparently going through an excruciating headache. Wait, is your mind being contaminated? Lee, I'm okay. Come on, Murray, you're anything but okay. Murray smiles comfortingly at Lee. Having recovered from the episode, he takes a few deep breaths before standing up against the wall. Yeah, that went fast. I'm feeling okay now. Come on, I'm a full-fledged commandant that passed the remote connection test. Oh, but I suppose your commandant is probably more full-fledged than I am. Murray has the same gentle smile on his face again, so nothing had happened just now. Lee has had to say something, and realizes that nothing he has to say is going to change anything. We need all contracts. We need all contracts to stand by English is so hard. We need all contracts on standby to assemble at once at prep zone. We need all contracts on standby to assemble at once at prep zone. We've detected an unknown interference of electromagnetic radiation. We're asking all citizens to follow evacuation instructions. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. As though trying to shatter the silence between Lee and Murray, the terminals start beeping away as though the apocalypse were coming. Highly concentrated punishing detection on the surface. Prepare to engage at once. Unknown electromagnetic radiation that's what's expected to be a new method of attack. I can English very well. Unknown electromagnetic radiation that's expected to be a new method of attack. Wait, this have to do with the mind beacon contamination just now. They want all contracts to head to the landing pad to get ready for engagement on the ground. That's a weird instruction. Cerberus got an engagement notice too. To go and get ready for remote connection. Just be careful. Hard pressed to part ways with Murray now, Lee squeezes out these words. I know, I won't be going to the surface because I'll be using remote connection. I'll be okay. Each with their own orders to obey, Lee and Murray have no choice but to stomach their feelings at the moment as they part ways. Personally, rather fluid and smooth brain, same, me too. I'll come find you when this is over. Sure. I'll be waiting. Finalee Parliament Hall 20 minutes ago. With the executive meeting coming to a close, the air in the hall is somber with flustered councilmen. Going back to what we were talking about just now, Finalee is on the verge of reaching full capacity with all the refugees it has taken in since the Battle of Pulia Forest Park. And just so we're clear, they are not mere numbers in the reports. They are human beings and they need to consume resources to stay alive. We're burning through our resources faster than ever, and we don't know how much longer it's going to take for our production lines to be built. For God's sake, we haven't even replenished the resources we spent on the previous battles. This goes on, we'll have no choice but to cut back on the amount of resources we assign to the residential area. But this standard of production you're asking us to meet is mission impossible. Another thing to keep in mind is that the resources on the colony ship won't last forever. Although there's a possibility of additional personnel is indeed taken into account when the resources were repaired. And that's what we're looking at on top of all the conservation areas on Earth that can't fend for themselves and need our resources. We need to pick up the pace of rebuilding the conservation areas on Earth and slowly help them get their production level back to what it was. Speaking of conservation areas, the reports show that there have been quite a few earthquakes there these days. Why was there no warning? We haven't seen a single report so far detailing damage from the earthquakes. Finalee has lost contact with the majority of the surveying stations on the surface since the Great Evacuation. No one is manning those places now, and most of the areas that got hit by the earthquakes are yet to be reclaimed. The only thing we've managed to get out of our hands on is the spatial electromagnetic anomaly. The few satellites picked up, and we can't... Oh, this is so hard. The only data we managed to get on our hands are the spatial electromagnetic anomaly that a few satellites picked up, and we just can't tell the exact location depth of every epicenter with that. Most of the conservation areas that got hit wouldn't have been able to react in time anyway, even if we had been able to send out warnings, because most of the earthquakes happen at night there. We've managed to get in touch with most conservation areas now. Recovery efforts are already underway with engineering force in charge. Command Central has sent the majority task force and support force down there for a recon, and we should be receiving a report in no time. Now, The next subject on the list is new construct restriction bill submitted in conjunction by a number of councilmen. Bill seeks to implement stricter monitoring on constructs, such means as making mine accessible for scrutiny. No, what? Through such means making mine accessible for scrutiny, and monitoring the conversations, for instance. No, it's not good. With it, the light blue projector screen in the center of the hall shows a new document that lists out the restrictions to be imposed on constructs. Any thought we would like to share regarding this bill? We trying to limit their enemies, the contact with the enemies, with the ones. Are we trying to limit the contact with the enemies when they're the ones out there fighting the war? I find that contradicting. We need to bear in mind that we've seen a large number of defecting constructs over the last few months alone. Most of them are still missing. The whole business with ascendant recruitment is an open secret now among construct soldiers. We came forth with a bill based on sufficient evidence that points the possibility of there being secret agents among our soldiers sent by ascendants. We very well might have been able to minimize the damage we suffered had we started looking into the situation earlier. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, Commander. It'd be trying so hard to rap. No, I'm trying to speak regular English, but it's really hard for today. People have grown weary from years of war. We've been through only too many disheartening battles recently. It's only natural that our soldiers are going through a period of low morale now, and that's something that can happen whenever there is war. Still, most of our soldiers are fighting the war with hope and determination. We're really gonna hit them with a bill that shows our lack of trust in them when what we should be doing is supporting them. President Hassan, I know you've always been an advocate of human rights for constructs. I'm not sure if it'd be a good idea to stand by the defecting constructs. Are you going to wait for them to attack Babylonia and take all the classified information we have here back to Ascendants? In the heat of the moment, this particular councilman stands up from his seat as he slaps the table. Distorted by the slap, his microphone sends out an amplified buzzing noise that threatens to spill the air of the spacious hall. Split the air in the spacious hall. Can't read. What are you doing? Throw government's parliament. Sit back down already. Councilman tried to stop him, however, falls to the ground with a punch. You're out of your mind! Traitor. Amidst the chaos that unfolds in the hall, the quiet mumble goes unnoticed. Silence. Reverend Nicholas had to call the security in. Disconcerting emergency call forces its way through the channel into the parliament. Apologies. This is an emergency announcement. Please kindly terminate the meeting at once and find a place to hop. What's going on? Tell us what's going on already. Commander, thank God you're all still... Celica seems to be running as she tries to speak. She tries to remain calm, yet a trembling tongue betrays her. From her side, screams and the sounds of buildings crumbling down can be heard. Celica, what's going on? About ago, we detected a strong reaction to the punishing virus on the ground. Babylonia has been hit with a strong wave of electromagnetic radiation, and it's caused a lot of... to go mad. Now, we don't know what's causing all of these. It's extremely chaotic now. Please stay away from the mass. People that have lost their minds here are highly aggressive. Please stay away from carrying weapons. Celica's warning call grinds to a halt with the overwhelming buzzing noises. Wait, are these people... Traitor. They've gone mad. Wait, where's the security guard? You bunch of traitors! In the corner in which he was just mumbling, the security guard roars as he aims his gun at the assembly of officers. Shooting squarely at Hassan's chest, the jet-black gun splits out a bullet before anyone can react, leaving the entire hall in shock. Uh-oh! This is not good! The alarm begins blaring at the same time the ground roars in rage, plunging the entire conservation area into chaos and screams. In the distance, a dilapidated building totters on the brink of collapse, its steel framework squeaking as it sways violently. As far as anyone can see, everything is shaking. Unable to stand firmly on the wits end, people hold on to whatever objects they can find and keep their bodies low to weight. It quakes out. No textbook or video can even ever come close to describing the horror they're going through at this very moment. They see with their very eyes how powerless they are, and every shake chips away at their will. Everything they once thought was indestructible crumbles into pieces with jaw-dropping ease. They try to escape out of instinct, only to find themselves completely at the mercy of Mother Nature. In the face of Mother Nature, mankind is no better than a bunch of inconsequential small fry. And yet... Stop what you're doing at once and evacuate like you've been drilled to. And don't push! Take cover where you are if you're in the medical zone. Pay attention to this injured. We've reinforced shelters there, and you all can count on it to sustain even the most violent of shakes. Everything's going to be okay, and we aren't going to let another person get hurt. There isn't a single idle soldier in sight. Each and every single one of them is doing what they should to help, which means Graven can't let anything stand in its way either. After a moment's hesitation, Graven jumps into action, helping Bridget drive her long sword deep into the ground to steady her. Lucy nods and her eyes calm and reassuring as always. Liv, on the other hand, fires a concrete pillar teetering on the verge of crumbling with a levy gun, blowing into pieces that pound the ground where no one stands. Activate exoskeleton, yes. You're pulling some residents away from the trial grounds and out of harm's way. You turn around and at the top of your lungs, shout your question at the construct that's holding a monitoring device just now. Do you have numbers on the earthquake? Nothing except the epicenter is 10 to 15 kilometers away from here. We'll have to go to the command center to find out the rest. Liv, how's the connection looking? Antennas are temporarily down. I wonder what things are like on the epicenter around the epicenter now. We need to get in touch with people there in Babylonia as soon as we can. We're counting on your support, Bridget. On it. Where's the emergency command center? It's right there. 3 o'clock from the signal tower. After pointing in a certain direction in the conservation area, Bridget tosses a set of key cards over this way. There are people on duty around the clock, but in case you don't see anyone, the underground garage is right outside the command center safety tunnel. We're running now. The wind and chaos that dominate the conservation area flood your ears the entire time you sprint towards the command center. With the most violent of trembles behind, the conservation area is now deep in screams and cries, as well as people assisting those calling for help. Right then, out of the corner of your eye, you see a pair of trembling hands with a thumbs up that dangles off the stretcher being carried away by a few constructs. And you a tough one, huh? Yes, come on, maybe. Come on, May, because together we're strong. As soon as you open the door to the command center, you're met with an unbelievable mess. Sitting right there in the center of the gigantic central system with a straight base of 2 constructs, the hands swing over the control panel so fast your eyes can't even catch up. One of the construct's arm seems obviously crushed out of shape, but she seems completely unaware of it. The spectacle, the space-time distribution and characteristics, and the electromagnetic parameters. What in the world is going on? None of these making any sense. Emergency communications is 98% activated. 99%. There you go. Damn it. We aren't hearing anything back from Conservation Area 27. Task Force Graven is here to help. Oh, thank God. The liaison officer almost jumps out of her seat. How's everything looking? Not good at all. No comms and we still haven't heard back from Babylonia. Not good at all. The abnormal electromagnetic signal of this earthquake is weird and... What do you mean? The epicenter is 2,000 meters underground. The device got the measurement right. Which makes no sense at all, because that's what the epicenter is, then we should be seeing catastrophic damage here just 17 kilometers away from the epicenter. Conservation Area 27 can only be having it worse, because they have a bigger population than we do with our higher power CPFs. Calm down and send us a copy of the data first. It's likely they've lost some means of communication there. We're going to head down there now. Wait, there's a car down in their underground garage. The car comes with a mobile emergency command device that contains all our data. Be able to connect the nodes with it. Had a dozen nodes set up already. We'll keep trying and see if we can get in touch with the other zones. Good luck. Chasing luck with Lucy and Liv, you scurry towards the safety exit. The constructs, on the other hand, stay where they are. Please fasten your seatbelt, Commandant. The road is about to get bumpy. I trust Lucy driving. The entire time the military vehicle speeds down the quake-stricken highway, Liv busies herself with adjusting the radio in the car. Half an hour later, you finally hear a voice emerge from the white noise that's been filling the air. This is the Commandant speaking. This is an SOS message to all squads from Babylonia. I repeat, this is the Buzz Commandant speaking. This is an SOS message to all Buzz from Babylonia. Group of hetero creatures attacked an unknown electronic radiation and normal. Commandant, that was an SOS message just now. You locate them. Just confirm the sender to be Apodidae under task force. Last mission report was made 3 hours and 25 minutes ago, saying that they were on a joint mission with Engineering Force around Conservation Area 27. That's probably the squad Bridget was talking about. But no, we got their message. On it. SOS message received by Graven. We're on our way. The closer the car approaches the location shown, the stronger the reaction to the punishing you pick up. You can't be sure if there will be aftershocks. You decide to go with the most safe-looking route that goes around the city, in case you ever need to engage any enemies with that when an aftershock hits. Drive is like a cooking to know? I mean, I trust her more than I trust, like, anyone from Cerberus to drive. The weather seems worse than it was just now. Heavy clouds descending upon the horizon quickly rob you of your visibility and turn the grey buildings in the distance into a twisted mountain range. Over the never-changing line of grey, however, a red flash quickly swooshes past. When you turn your head around for a better look of what that was, however, you see nothing. We're in close vicinity where the SOS message was sent out, Commandant. Look for their signal. Found them! Picking up reactions to them in hetero creatures 923 meters away from 2 o'clock. Or Lee get lost in 2 seconds. No, he can drive, but he can't navigate. Ready for engagement. I can't do either. Incoming from the left. Target has been directed to select location, Commandant. Get out of there! Laser barrier set up on the right. Live now. On it. Firing from across you, the manta laser cannon accurately blows up a corner of the building you just marked. Dealt with coup de grace. The already teetering walls crumble to the ground with an ear-splitting bang. These falling concrete blocks block the hetero creature's way out. Then, like a mill... How do you pronounce this? The roads in the time lapse. The floors of the building go down in a chain reaction, instantly burning away the hetero creatures that try to make their way up and crushing them into a crimson pool of syrup on the reins of the building. In the rolling smoke, a few hetero creatures make their way out of the debris, and among them is a deranged hetero sapien that dashes straight at you. His broken arm you can see sandwiched between the broken concrete blocks. Command it! Raise your gun and shoot. Right when you pull the trigger, you hear a loud bang from behind you, and before you know it, something switches past you with a searing heat and heads straight for the hetero creatures. Right away, you roll over and brace yourself for what's coming next. A wave of ice-searing heat and blinding light later. What were still the hetero creatures and the remains of the buildings until moments ago are now a pile of overcooked black stones. The world is quiet again as your terminal beeps you to inform you that all enemies have been neutralized. Commandant, are you alright? I'm okay, but wait. Turning around, you see a girl in her commandant uniform collapse to the ground, the rocket launcher over her shoulder still spitting out smoke. Blood oozes through her fingers, that wrap tightly around her arm. We need a doctor here. Right, I'm on it. Some simple patching should do. Please stay still, and let me inject the serum for you. Thank you. Wait, I mean... Oh my god, I'm terribly sorry. Her arm's still getting patched up by Liv. Secret pauses at the top of her lungs as she looks out the corner of her eye at the pile of burning metal a few meters away. That was the vehicle you were still riding 10 minutes ago. It's fine. Pretty sure Bridge is gonna strangle me alive. Charlotte took down the building and took a turn and landed squarely on the car, which you never saw coming. But you're just glad that no one got hurt. Forget about it, how are you feeling? I'm feeling okay. See, I can still move. Was it you that sent out the SOS message? Yes! Straightening herself and looking your way, Seagull looks flustered. Seems she hasn't yet recovered from everything that happened just now. We're safe now. And I know you should have introduced yourselves earlier, but... We're Grey Raven. And I'm Evie. Yes, I know who you are. I mean, everyone from my class. Wait, no. Everyone who's been to FOS knows who you are. Says Sika, looking more flustered now. Huh? Oh, silly me. I'm Sika LeBron. I came fresh out of FOS. And I currently serve as the Apodidae Commandant. It's truly a pleasure to meet you. With the introduction, Sika pays you a proper ceremonious salute. Do you reciprocate with a salute? Fresh out of FOS and already serving? Well, that's rare. I love her little, bunny pin. She's forgiven because she's cute, yes. LeBron, I must have heard it somewhere before. Seeing Sika's glittering eyes brings you back to all the moments you looked into the shining bright eyes down in the audience when you delivered graduation speeches. It's a little late. we could be a boomer. Well, congratulations on graduating. Thank you. I never thought you'd be the one getting my SOS message, Commandant, Ebby. Punching her fist, Sika sounds upset. They're both commandants here, so feel free to just call me by my name. Right, of course. Commandant Ebby! Doesn't seem like she has heard you. Oh, she uses you, however. It's hardly what you want to discuss now. My head is empty. of your squad. It's just me. The rest of my squad is on a different mission. And I lost contact with them. It quickly goes over what's happened. She was sent here on a mission to help engineering force install new communication devices, but stumbled across a group of corrupted and hetero creatures on her way. In the best interest of the engineers and the communication devices they came to install, she decides to stay behind to fight the enemies of the rest of her team. Escort the engineers to safety in the conservation area 27. And everything went as planned until the earthquake suddenly hit and severed all meetings of communication. And the last message she got from her team before the earthquake, they wrote they had detected an electromagnetic radiation of unknown origin. It sent out SOS message multiple times while moving towards conservation area 27, but never heard back from anyone. Ow, ow, ow. I only have myself to blame for failing to come up with a more well thought out plan. No one starts out experienced. You can know of what you should have done better after the mission. But now we need to think about what to do next while we're still here. Right, of course. Going through Apodi days, lost message in your head again. You can't help but think the electromagnetic radiation is a new form of attack the corrupted and hetero creatures came up with. That's true. Then you need to get out. You need to get to where they are as soon as possible. Abruptly, an incoming call jolts the communication terminal to life. Pick up. It's the liaison officer we met not long ago, her face looking grim. We have an emergency. A message was just received from soldiers near conservation area 27. Is the communication issue resolved? Being addressed? A squad with communication expertise and their commandant headed to the site shortly after the support request was sent. From the on-site report we just received, the situation is far more dire than we could have ever imagined. Have a look yourselves. The attachment sent by the officer only contains a video and a string of coordinates. What is this? Ooh, had you not known that when the video was captured on site, you would have been overwhelmed by disbelief upon seeing the projected image. It unveils a spiral tower stretching out towards the heavens. Oh, this music. With its crimson exterior and ominous number displayed on the screen, the severity of punishing virus concentration becomes apparent. Not even the most extensive protection would grant a human survival inside for more than a single minute. However, its appearance is even more dread-inducing. No word can convey its unearthly presence that surpasses any structure rooted in the ground. Its sturdy foundation pierces through the soil, while the sharp summit thrusts into the clouds. Think us too, yeah, I know. It's so good, though. At the sight of it, one cannot help but wonder, the Tower of Babel, a testament to human ambition seeking to ascend into the realm of gods, were to materialize. Would it bear an uncanny resemblance to this otherworldly creation? Yet, its very existence evokes not awe and admiration, a sense of impending menace within humans. It's said that the ancestral primates took millions of years to evolve into distinct lineages of humans and modern apes. In stark contrast, the development of the punishing virus from chaos emergence to Homo sapiens conspired almost in the blink of an eye by comparison. Subsequently, humanoid creatures bred by hetero or hive mother unleashed havoc upon humanity a mere 2 hours after the genesis, leaving a wound that remains unhealed to this day. You're inevitably reminded of the centrifugal filter standing in the Kalia Forest Park, enveloped by the entangled mess of hetero plants. Unlike that one, this spiral tower before your eyes does not even bother to put up a camouflage, only blatantly revealing its danger and hostility to all humans on the surface and in space. Emerging from Eden and the Tree of Life, they have meticulously observed and emulated every facet of the determined defines humanity. Which path will they embark upon next? What evolution waits ahead? No one dares to venture a prediction. The answer unfolds before their eyes of all. Water is the best drink to ever exist. It's so good. The pursuit now gravitates towards the stage of civilization. A profound silence engulfs everyone, leaving all utterly speechless. But you see the same conclusion etched upon each face. Are you still with me? How's the situation in the conservation area? The area hasn't witnessed any hetero creatures attacks so far. However, considering the event in Kalia Forest Park, it's imperative that we evacuate all residents before the situation spirals out of control. Does the tower itself show any abnormal signs? Like any new type of hetero creatures or reaction from a hetero hive mother? There's no way to know. We can't possibly approach that tower with the punishing virus concentration as is. Without complete immunity, attempting to enter would be no different from an act of suicide. Such a high punishing virus concentration is beyond enough to raise any form of alarm. We didn't notice any indications of it on the way here. And this sharing of satellite images from Babylonia stopped for 40 minutes ago. 40 minutes ago. right around the last wave of earthquakes began. Which means the tower had already risen by then. How come we didn't see it at all? Suddenly a recollection flashes in your mind, and of a twisted structure silhouette you glimpsed in the distance while traveling. At the time you dismissed it as a mere hallucination caused by the persistence of vision. This tower may be able to employ some form of disguise, but it's only visible from a certain distance. Still can't reach my squad. Tia clenches the terminal in her hand. If water's the best drink to ever exist, Ushio secretly a plan. I just like water, okay? Is that so wrong of me? I must get to them immediately. How the other squads on the ship is doing? We're not able to locate them precisely yet due to traumatic interference. What we know is that Woodcock and Mountain Owl have already arrived. The other squads are on missions in the vicinity are en route to provide support. Got it. And Grey Raven, wait, I want to go too. Please let me come with you. Although Apodidae is a newly formed squad, I see each member as my important teammate. We've lost contact for a while and I'm really worried about them. Sorry. Well, these words may sound immature coming from a commandant like me, but please don't worry about my injury. I assure you I won't slow you down. It's fine with me. If we were to reach if I'm my squad in danger, do you ever think I'm power to reach him too? Not at Lucia, and she immediately discerns your intent. Destination, Conservation Area 27. Coordinates confirmed. Raven, Apodidae commandant ready to go. En route to provide support. The bullet aims precisely at Hassan's heart, leaving him no time to react. He knew nothing but watch as the enraged guard pulls the trigger, unleashing a furious yell. Bang! The deafening roar of the gunshot reverberates within the expansive Parliament Hall, its echoes gradually dissipating into a profound silence. Unexpectedly, the bullet intended for Hassan's heart finds its mark in the chest of another person instead. One of the councilmen rushes in front of Hassan amidst the chaos, selfishly shielding it from harm. Mr. List. The bullet strikes List's chest with force, yet it fails to bring him down nonetheless. Oh no, it fails to bring him down. Nonetheless, it takes him a few unsteady steps to regain his balance. Wow! Emily took a bullet for Hassan. You traitor! Go to hell! As the guard tries to pull the trigger once more, List's fist bites swifter than his finger, delivering a powerful blow to the guard's jaw. In a split second, the man is sent sprawling to the ground as List swiftly seizes the fallen gun. Only after ensuring the guard's complete incapacitation does List retreat to Hassan's side. Thanks, but how did you... Only at this moment that Hassan's eyes catch sight of the bullet-proof vest concealed beneath List's suit, sealed by the bullet hole. Ah, okay. He realizes that the vest is a true savior that protected both him and List. Besides the two, Nicola nimbly deflects the councilman's attack by throwing a kick and comes to join them. Wow! Why is Nicola so flexible? So it seems someone actually showed up to a meeting wearing a bulletproof vest. Though having zero faith in the Parliament security. Well, it's for good reason, Nicola, so don't you complain. No offense, it's just a bad habit of mine. I can't stand to see any accidents that deviate from my plans. Liz quickly removes the magazine from the pistol to check the remaining bullets before reloading it. With a sense of urgency, he fires several warning shots, dissuading the approaching people from getting any closer. Even the Parliament's guards are. While the guards collaborating with the writing councilman? No, it seems too unlikely. As the assault erupted, Nicola's initial suspicion fell upon Chrono. Her List's reaction and subsequent actions have strongly suggested that Chrono is likely innocent. At the very least, it can be confirmed that such a large-scale attack was not decided by Chrono as a whole. There's another possibility to consider. Assuming you both have heard Celica's report that strange electromagnetic radiation is apparently affecting people's minds. I just want to wish you everyone a good morning. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and if you don't see you, have a great, happy holidays. Hope you have a nice day. You too! Hope you have a great day too! Good morning! I hope you have an amazing day! List discerns the presence of numerous individuals engaging in frenzied attacks or muttering amidst surprise. He recognizes them as members of Chrono. Something is undoubtedly amiss. If that's true, then there won't be a single safe place left in Babylonia. The space station, once hailed as humanity's last cradle, has now transformed into a breeding ground of unadulterated terror. Within its confines, every human survivor has become one of the most menacing foes. Even we could potentially succumb to the same fate as any moment, can no longer be trusted. List narrows his eyes and shakes his head, trying to suppress the maddening thoughts that persistently plague his mind. He recognizes all too well that surrendering to that madness would inevitably transform into one of them. Regardless of whether the bullets or sanity bleed first, The grim reality remains unchanged. This harrowing situation will inevitably lead them all to death. As the maze up against the crazed councilman, the piercing wail of alarms resounds through the Parliament Hall. Accompanied by the clamor, the emergency petition door leading to the hallway begins its descent. We're going to be stuck here. As firmly aims his gun at the councilman who have gathered near the door, the grim reality sets in. Your only chance of survival lies swiftly taking down any obstacles, making a desperate run for freedom. You make it! Oh, you won't make it! It's already too late. Just as Hassan says, there's no time left for them. The petition door falls with astonishing speed, isolating the Parliament Hall from the outside world in the blink of an eye. Now this feels normal. It appears that even the person in control of the petition doors is being influenced. Is this the end? This is just his stern warning with his final bullet. The last means of defense gone, they're now forced to watch helplessly as the throng of deranged individuals closes in around them. Hey, this way! With a thunderous bang, the previously locked emergency passage door is forcefully kicked open. I think I messed my, oops. There we go. Forcefully kicked open, shattering the tense atmosphere. In the doorway emerges a figure both familiar and unexpected. Collins, why are you here? Collins? Collins waved at Nicola with a wide grin, as if they were long-lost friends happily reunited. You didn't see this coming, did you? I got banned by the Parliament thanks to someone, so I decided to wait for you here. Hey, Nikki, this isn't considered a violation, right? Nicola notices another person in the emergency passage other than Collins. Wells, are you the only one who survived? The man named Wells responds with a nod. As the head of the General Staff Department operating under HQ, he holds a position that technically makes him a direct subordinate of Nicola. Yes, I'm fine. For now. I bumped into this guy on my way here, who told me the Parliament must be in complete chaos. Couldn't resist joining the party myself. Excuse me, no one is asking about you. Thanks, Nicola! Well, how's the situation outside? As soon as I received the messages from the surface, I immediately instructed my team to issue an emergency call for the task force, but they fell soon afterward. Given that General Wells arrived alone, it becomes evident the situation within the headquarters must be equally chaotic. General Wells, may I ask how you acquired the weapon? Close attention is drawn to the firearm in Wells' possession, its antique design catching his eye. It appears to be a relic from a bygone era, crafted before the Golden Age. It's a piece of my collection, never expected it to have any practical value until now. With a composed demeanor, Wells strides towards the door, tosses a cylindrical object at the crowd. Upon landing, the cylindrical object unleashes a blinding flash, that illuminates the entire space, accompanied by a powerful shockwave that swiftly renders the nearby individuals unconscious. Don't worry, just a flashbang, they'll be temporarily unconscious, but it's non-lethal. Wells gives Nicola a nod, acknowledging the importance of minimizing harm to the innocent, even in the midst of such an emergency. I would have thought an antique like this can still come in handy. This old thing has seen more action than all of us. During the Golden Age, large-scale wars were scarcely witnessed. The advent of the punishing virus was further diminished the relevance of weapons specifically designed for combat against humans. More than me, that's for sure, considering I'm a lot younger than you. But I won't make the same assumption about you. Oh, is that so? I almost forgot my age. I suppose an old-timer like me could use a bit more exercise. Collins releases the lurking councilman in an attempt to grab Nicola from behind the door. With one hand, he bends the man's arm at a natural angle, uses his other hand to firmly grab the councilman by the collar, forcefully summoning him into the door frame. He then takes hold of the poor man's head and set a laugh upon observing the battered state of his face. Collins! Collins! Hey, isn't the Control Council guy who investigated me? If I remember correctly, he's a friend of yours, Litz. My apologies, I might have hit a bit harder than intended. This gaze remains cold as he stares at Collins, devoid of any emotion. Forget about it. To be honest, I'm not really familiar with him. Stop wasting time here. Take these. As Wells distributes the remaining three pistols among the group, this is surprised to find that Wells has also prepared a firearm for him. With no way to predict when or who will succumb to the madness, someone needs to have the means to stop him. Each member of this group possesses formidable control over Babylonia. We are acutely aware that even a single individual succumbing to madness could cause dire and untoward damage. Well, in that case, we tailor the situation, considering our diverse perspectives. If someone loses it, we can put him down without batting an eye. I see. Fair enough. This carefully inspects the gun in his hand to ensure its functionality. He confirms that it's still in working order, despite its utterly outdated model. So, where are we heading next? Go play bridge or grab a drink? Let's make a stop at the communication center first, and just send out the emergency broadcast as soon as possible. No nodding and mutual understanding, no one in the group takes the first decisive step. Something is still left undecided. Here's the first question. Who should be the one taking the lead? Irrespective of who among them takes on the responsibility, it becomes evident that this person must confront the imminent danger ahead while staying mindful of the four guns behind them that may point his back at any time. In a fleeting moment, the remaining four exchange meaningful glances with one another. The youngest one. Is that even a question? The youngest one, of course. Considering our combat capabilities, it would be optimal for the young one to scout ahead and make the first contact with the enemies. I second that. The youngest person should be assigned to the front line. They just nominated poor Liz. The sole twitch of Liz's mouth and his discernible frown reveal his inner thoughts. However, it only takes a fleeting moment before he raises his gun and makes his way towards the end of the emergency passage. They all nominated him. Within the confines of a dim meeting room belonging to the Science Council, the light of holographic transmission is intermittently flashing. Hey, Hippocrates! Based on enough interferences from the Science Council and the Star of Life, their conclusions should be easily drawn. With a furrowed brow, Asimov pours over the task force report in the Hetero Tower. So it's Hippocrates' research document. However, no matter how many times you scrutinize the information, we repeatedly arrive at the same conclusion. Indeed, it appears the electromagnetic waves, or rather the energy beams emitted by the Hetero Tower, have a significant ability to contaminate mind beacons, leading humans into madness. However, symptoms exhibited by the affected individuals are non-identical. It's only been around tens of minutes since the onset, which is not sufficient time for us to fully decipher its approach. Same for us, even. Abruptly, a loud and heavy sound reverberates through the meeting room. The door is forcefully smashed. Mr. Asimov! Rosa, who's been silently staying in the corner the whole time, is startled by the noise and bursts out screaming. Be careful! The hetero creature that ran away is hiding inside this room. As it refuses to come out, we should utilize this new grenade to blast the door open and to capture it. What if the explosion ends up killing the test subject? Let's break it! Just force it open! Despite Rosa's desperate efforts to push her tiny body against the door, her attempt proves nearly futile. Rosa, I want you to hide inside the locker and remain completely silent no matter what happens. Do not come out under any circumstances. Asimov! But what about you, Mr. Asimov? Before Rosa has time to say more words, Asimov has already shoved her in a locker. I wish that were me. There's still things I must finish. Once Rosa is secure in the locker, he pushes down all the invaluable equipment, positioned near the door. His impromptu makeshift barricade serves as their final line of defense, aiming to create a temporary delay against the impending assault. From what I've surmised might be a too generous word to use. More from my instinct as a scientist, the root cause of the situation lies at the colossal Hetero Tower. Report from Camo, the Transcendent, who is currently on a mission on the surface and unable to make it in time. There's only one frame capable of entering it and investigating the Hetero Tower under such intense punishing virus concentration. You want to use that frame to be assigned to beLEEve, but the compatibility adjustment is still incomplete as far as I know. Time is running out. All basic adjustments are finished. We have no choice but to leave the rest to him. Leave the rest to him. In the meantime, we still need to find a way to establish communication with the task force on the surface. The tower is beyond dangerous. We'll gather our forces for the rescue operation. If there's anybody who can still work. As the smashing sounds intensify outside the door, cracks start to form, seemingly in imminent reach of the door. We will prioritize heading to the Science Council. Keep yourself safe before we get there, alright? I'll try my best. Don't try your best, give me an affirmative answer. Asimov nods at her, faint smile showing up on his face. Cowards, she'll Asimov smiling. Yes, I will. Having said that, he terminates the call with Star of Life and quickly initiates a new communication request. This is strange. Very strange. Despite the evacuation guidance broadcast, we encountered a significant number of civilians still wandering along the path leading to the landing pad of the transport crafts. Hey, hold on, you're not allowed to pass through here. I think I messed up my mouse again. Yeah, there you go. A group of conscript soldiers intercepts Lee on his way. I'm Lee from Garaven. Received an order from the General Staff 10 minutes ago, and I'm heading to the landing pad for the surface combat mission. Weren't you given the same order? Upon learning that Lee is a member of an elite squad, the conscript soldier's demeanor noticeably shifts, displaying a greater level of respect. We did receive the same order initially, but new order came from the General Staff shortly after. It said the emergency alarm has been lifted, and we are asked to stay here and stop uniformed task force members from passing through. Well, uninformed, not uniformed. That's impossible. Lee checks his terminal again, finding that neither the emergency assembling order has been lifted, nor has any order been received. Wait, that's not right. How come the order I received was to rally the task force and wait for a new order to come? No. What I got is fusion permeates among the constructs, causing a fracture in their once unified discipline. Despite being a small team, multiple members have received conflicting versions of orders from general staff. Maybe the terminals and the general staff have been hacked. Oh. Lee saw drifts back to Luna's time as an agent when she utilized Ushio to hack into baBELEEve's network system. Following that incident, security measures were reinforced against invasions. He finds it difficult to fathom the possibility of another successful attempt. Abruptly, a deafening blast resonates nearby, tossing Lee out of his contemplation. It was a street-side store that erupted in flames and subsequently detonated. Lee's astonishment, the nearby residents appear entirely oblivious to the imminent danger. Their gaze is fixed upon the flames with vacant expressions. Go help them! His voice breaks through the construct soldiers' preoccupation with the tormented mare, redirecting their attention to the explosive scene. Soldiers spring into action, rushing towards the site to initiate rescue operations. Just as Lee's preparing to join the rescue efforts, a call interrupts his intentions, emanating from Lee's terminal. It's from Asimov. Asimov? Seems to be strong interference on Asimov's side, with garbled noises filling the airwaves. For a few seconds, Lee finally manages to discern Asimov's words. Lee, can you hear me? This is Lee. Asimov, what's going on in Babylonia? You know anything, although Lee has answered Asimov's call, it appears Lee's voice is unable to reach Asimov on the other end. Appearing no response, could it be that the use of internal comms devices in Babylonia has also been manually restricted? If you can hear me, please immediately head to the Science Council. Based on the preliminary investigation, it appears the recently emerged Shadow Tower on the surface is emitting a specific type of electromagnetic radiation in the form of visible red light that can contaminate the mind beacons of humans. Asimov's statements hold true. It means Lee is about to confront innocent civilians who are meant to be protected, as well as the entire Babylonia falling under their control. There's not much time left. I'll make it short. Among a cacophony of noises, the deafening smashing sound rings once more, accompanied by furious roars and screams of humans. Finish adjusting your new frame. Consciousness transfer and authorization are the last two steps to be taken before its activation. Vicinity surrounding the Shadow Tower is densely saturated with the punishing virus. Unfortunately, we currently lack the means to detect your interface of the tower or anticipate the potential hazards that lay ahead. I want you to switch to the hyperREAL frame that possesses complete immunity against the punishing virus, into the tower on the surface and investigate the root cause of the devastating red light. Asimov's voice is tinged with groans of pain as he speaks. It seems that he is also affected by the infectious red light. I want to see Asimov snap, please. You're the only one who can stop this calamity. Lee, I'm sorry, I have no choice but to place the hope of all of humanity on your shoulders. The communication is cut off right afterwards. Asimov's end remains silent, regardless of Lee's repeated attempts to establish contact. Damn it. Besides the terrors that have transpired so far, Lee is struck by a more frightening realization. Even Asimov's words cannot be trusted, as he too is a human being. However, something tells him that the frame known as hyperREAL holds the key to unlocking all the answers he seeks. Asimov apologizes, and that's right. That's when you know he's been contaminated. Advancing to the liaison officer's coordinates, a disorienting timelessness surrounds you. Intense heat and powerful tension blur your thoughts. Sweat trickles down, a reminder of the toll. As the summit of the spiral tower comes into view, it presents a striking image, a sharp red thorn piercing the fabric of the horizon, appearing both majestic and ominous. It seems to suspend itself above the planet, resembling the sword of Damocles that may fall upon one's head at any time. However, no matter how far you've journeyed towards the Trenton blade, it remains out of reach, virtually hanging it near the edge of the sky. Heavy. Beside you, Sika, the young commandant, does not appear in a state any better. She pushes aside her sweat-soaked hair with a heavy breath, and raises her thermal once more to confirm the direction. Is this the correct direction? Liv? She immediately responds upon hearing your call. Man, the satellite map suggests that we are getting closer to our destination. Huh? Anything wrong? Liv seems a bit hesitant, but still shakes her head. Don't worry about it. It was just a momentary glitch on the screen. Most likely due to the unstable signal. Liv turns off the holographic protection. As you and Lucia exchange glances, a somber and serious expression settles on both your faces. The closer we get to that tower, the more of everything feels. Nevertheless, let's stay on our toes. Since it's already in our sight, the direction we're going in can't be wrong. No, all that glitters is not gold. But All-Star. Eh? I think we should contact the support force. Let's double check our location. Hold on a moment. Man, the support voice didn't respond to my communication request. Been constantly sending signals to the liaison officer through the temporary channel. Can't reach anyone through my terminal either. Just in case, I'll open the authorization of my terminal so that I can immediately pick up signals once the connection is restored. It's not coming on any important missions anyway. Thank you, Sika. Please don't even mention it. This is the least I can do now. If done we can, let's press on. Yes, commanded. As you continue your march, the lack of response from the liaison officer weighs heavily on your mind. The photos and string of coordinates you received earlier now seem like the final communication from her. In a daze, you suddenly hear Liv's hesitant voice coming from behind. Everyone, have you found anything strange? Smell anything? I think I've smelled gas. All of you come to a halt, your gaze is fixated on the desolate barren ground beneath your feet, and the saltiness of seawater. The scorching sunlight penetrates through the thick clouds, causing your neck to be seared by its rays. So it trickles down your body, drenching your clothes, while a growing sensation of thirst consumes your mouth. I should probably drink more too. Sika's sweat, that's what you're smelling, Liv? Yeah. Liv's just sniffing Sika's sweat. Now think about it, I have, since just now, smelled something delicious, like food. Where's the source of these smells? As Liv's words reach your ears, a sudden realization draws upon you. Your area carries a distinct and familiar odor, reminiscent of gun oil, the very one that you can only smell when repairing firearms. I've smelled something too. As if in a disorienting haze, you notice that your own voice sounds distant, and the focus of your vision begins to recede. In your blurred sight, you perceive Sika's arm extending towards you in a languid, slow-motion manner. The shock that fills her eyes unfolds at unusual speed, as if time itself has been distorted. Evie, you're bleeding. Huh? As you touch your lip, blood flows out, staining your fingers, yet you remain strangely unaffected by any sensation of touch or pain. Meanwhile, a colossal crimson wave resembling a nuclear mushroom cloud emerges silently from the sky's edge. It slowly expands outwards. It takes only a mere instant to shroud your group. Relentlessly, it keeps extending towards the other side of the land, as though in pursuit of the endless horizon. Before Sika finishes her words, her body suddenly stiffens and she collapses to the ground as the uncanny incident folds before you. See, eerie lightly wave leaves no time for you to process or react. Forcing your knees to buckle, your mind feels constricted as if grasped by an immense hand. And delayed pain pierces through your being, blurring your vision. Your senses start to fade and you lose control over your limbs. It's the mind-being contamination. You know you must quickly steady your mind. Rapid progression of the contamination renders you powerless, unable to see it sever the mind connection with Lucy or Liv or halt its relentless spread. In a devastating instant, the impact strikes deep within your brain, reminiscent of thousands of needles piercing through your mind beacon. Consequently, Lucy and Liv collapse on the ground, one another, before your eyes. No! As your mind beacon struggles to stabilize, a sharp and distinct pain jolts through your body. Not the contamination originates from physical strike at the back of your neck. Since fade away, leaving you immersed in a state of unconsciousness. Uh-oh, we got knocked out. The darkness resembles an inky beach after a neap tide? Or sacrificial grounds of an alien civilization that sits at the barren border of another planet. You find your feet settling on the surface, constantly collapsing and reforming. Before you stands a lofty tower composed of multiple pillar-like formations with its pinnacles shrouded in clouds like the mythical Tower of Babel. And hiccup again, wait. Oh my god. In the hazy surroundings, red dots of light glow faintly, casting irregular crimson shades that dance across the layers of clouds. The universe itself seems to reverberate in your ears. Echoing through the depths of space and time, distant voices converge in a cacophony of sound, carried by gushing winds that roar and scream. As you take a step forward, the crying winds, despite their tremendous sound, offer no resistance. You find yourself landing on emptiness, akin to floating in space. In this weightlessness state, you sense the presence of two threads pulling you downward, anchoring you to the ground. They're preventing you from drifting away into the vast void devoured by the crimson light emanating from the tower's peak. Your aimless wander ends at the bottom of the tower. The black blocks that compose the tower swiftly transform, shifting into the form of a door, beckoning you to open it. Yet the door opens itself to the next moment. You see Lee stood on a desk repairing his frame. The scene you've seen before. Once again, the familiar smell of gun oil permeates the air surrounding you. This image, the oil scent, the coldness that your fingertips feel upon touching the door handle abruptly pulls you into the truth of memory. Abby, it's time to wake up. As your consciousness gradually returns, the sense of touch is forced to resurface. Alongside the lingering pain in your nape, you realize that you're in a comfortable posture, where your hands are bound tightly behind your back. Next, a multitude of sounds flood your ears. From the front, you discern the sound of rapid, anxious breaths, accompanied by the sharp clatter of gravel being kicked around. And you sense the smell comes alive. You immediately detect the distinct odor of earthy soil and a metallic tang that hints at the presence of blood. Your sights recover at last. Gradually, you're gaining focus and readjusting to the brightness of your surroundings. Your gaze is drawn to a pair of military boots moving rhythmically back and forth, similar to the ones you're wearing. Looking up, you see Harley Joe! Sitting before you is Harley Joe, clad in a command uniform. Hearing your call, he halts his pacing and turns to face you. To be more precise, spares you his merciful sight with an arrogant demeanor. The ambush before, was that you? Ambush? Ambush? Harley Joe seems deeply offended by this word. With a sudden burst of aggression, he pounces toward you, his eyes widen and pupils dilated to an abnormal degree. The rising fall of his Adam's apple reveals his anxiety. His fingers at his waist are twitching rapidly at an irregular pace. Present Harley Joe seems to be a completely different person than one you've known. For some inexplicable reason, he's in an extremely abnormal mental state. Sure, only something filthy and tricky can match up with a defector like you, don't you agree? What are you talking? Oh, he's insane too. What are you talking about? Save your cunning excuses. I saw it with my own eyes. You're messing around with 2, no 3 ascendants. 3! All of you were defectors. You think I'm so stupid I can't realize it? You took advantage of the disarray in Babylonia, doing filthy business with the ascendants. Now that I've caught you, you just wait. I'll make you pay for your greed. Pull yourself together! Already contacted the purifying force. Harley Joe raises the terminal in his hand. The screen is shattered, its cracked pieces obscuring any clear view of what lies beneath. However, you persist in frantically tapping on the screen, seemingly oblivious to its non-functional state. Madness has devoured him. You can only hope that such damage to the psyche is reversible. A wave of red light. You're also struck by its abrupt contamination. Now, something tells you that the effects have been taking hold since you first entered the domain of the tower. Akin to an alien creature hunting its prey, the tower emits a sweet, alluring poison, clouding minds and diminishing awareness. Where are Lucy and... Casting as a glance around, you discover Lucy and Liv tied together behind you. The frames are still in emergency sleep mode, likely response to the turmoil in the mind connection. Nearby, Seiko lies motionless in the same position where the contamination erupted. Where you can further check the states, and forcefully grasps your jaw, finally redirecting your gaze. Your vision is dominated by the delirious visage of Harley Joe. Alright, the purifying force is heading here now. Before they arrive, let me take the life of you, the top dog of the defectors, to avenge my teammates who fell on the battlefield. You're going to regret this after getting your senses. Yes, I will kill you. I'm gonna kill you now. Your ascendant friends are on the way over. I knew it! Harley Joe's not even conversing with you, absorbed in his frenetic illusion. He presses his dagger against your skin. Powerless to stop him, you, however, are about to cut the rope binding you with a retractable knife hidden in your glove. The connection with Lucy and Liv will soon... You suddenly catch a glimpse of a person struggling to stand. The moment that figure raises an arm, with lightning speed, you instinctively evade the anesthetic needle, the sharp tip grazing your face and drawing blood. Ignoring the wound, you swiftly break free from the rope and pin Harley Joe down with force, catching him off guard. Behind Harley Joe, Seiko fails steady. I can't read today. Behind Harley Joe, Seiko fails to steady yourself due to lack of strength and collapses on the ground once more. I'm sorry. How dare you! Harley Joe fiercely resists in your arms, and you know that your weak control will not hold for long. You show him mercy. Commanded! From behind, Lucia's voice breaks through the chaos. The emergency frame rebooting process is complete, and you regain the connection with your 2 Raven members. Seiko manages to retrieve the dropped anesthetic gun and does her best to aim at Harley Joe. The injected medicine successfully weakens his struggle, yet it fails to stop him from unleashing a barrage of malicious and venomous words. Scum, filth, traitor of mankind, running dog of the Ascendants. Upon breaking free, Lucy and Liv swiftly join your side, lending their assistance in restraining Harley Joe. Meanwhile, Seiko stumbles over and seizes the rope you cut to blind Harley Joe. What happened? I only know that my mind was affected for a moment, but I immediately lost consciousness. Commandant, I'm glad to see you alright. Is the red light emitted by that tower? It appears to cause neurological damage to human brains. I've detected signs of contamination both Commandant's and Miss Seiko's mind beacons. Please give me a moment, I'll run a quick check for you. Thank you, Liv. Tried Seiko, is she being affected? I mean, she did just kind of pass out, but like, she's fine. Commandant, how are you feeling? Stretch! I'm fine. My body's probably developed some sort of resistance against it. I should not stretch so much. Oh god. Wait, 1 second. I'm good, I think. Lucy responds to your bitter joke with a faint smile, but only lasts a fleeting moment before her countenance turns even more serious. You have my faith, Commander. The connection between us seems very stable. I'm just surprised that even you couldn't notice the impact on the tower immediately. Which means greater dangers lie ahead than on the surface. Right, the situation in Babylonia. That's why we're here. I'll do everything I can to help. In response to your words, the young commandant before you undergoes a striking transformation. Her eyes sparkle like precious gems, reflecting a newfound energy and determination. And her face becomes illuminated with a radiant glow. Ah, a swarm of filthy vermin. Shut up, Parley Joe. No. I'll run a contamination check on Commandant, Harley Joe as well. Try to find the cause. This is actually a surgical anesthetic for emergency self-treatment. So, wait. Oh no, sorry, I don't want it. Like... I thought I was gonna hiccup again, but I didn't, and I accidentally skipped. Wait. So we can only achieve local anesthesia. I see. Leave the rest to me. I'll put Commandant Harley Joe to sleep for a little while. With the disarray finally settling down, you take the opportunity to carefully observe your surroundings. It turns out you've already arrived at the foot of the tower, previously perplexed by the mind beacon contamination. Not until now can you see a clear image of this tower emitting an unsettling red glow. Unlike seeing it through a video, the shock of witnessing the tower with your own eyes surpasses anything you've ever felt. Initially emerged on the photo, a now colossal red giant. The tower occupies more than half of your field of vision. The sheer magnitude of its presence reinforces the realization this structure is far from ordinary. Alien creation that defies the boundaries of possibility. The summit of the tower is emitting a glaring red light that pierces through the atmosphere. The structure resembles an ethereal ladder, shooting towards the vast expanse of outer space. The sight leaves an impression of a pathway, a bridge that may one day invite the arrival of guests unknown. Upon gazing up at the tower from its bottom, anyone would be engulfed by a deep, overwhelming fear, whether it be human or construct or any being driven by biological instincts. It's a profound and heartfelt apprehension in the face of an alien creation that should never have existed. Both Seeker and your terminal suddenly sound at the same time, shattering the suffocating silence. Comms is recovered. Pick up the call. Finally. Hey, Asimov! What's going on, friend? You hear Asimov's voice, but his image is nowhere to be seen. The camera jolts violently before finally stabilizing, revealing a holographic projection on a table. A luminous blue screen of light materializes, displaying a vast expanse of red with a striking crimson dot at its center. It's the 13th time I've requested to communicate. Make it brief. I believe you've already noticed the Hetero Tower. We don't know yet how long it would exist underground before manifesting itself, but I seriously doubt it took long. In other words, this thing rose from the ground out of the blue. It's the cause of all the earthquakes that have recently occurred in the surface. It can emit electromagnetic radiation in the form of visible red light that can contaminate the mind beacons of humans, causing several side effects such as mental disorders, hallucinations, drastic changes in personality, and even an increase in hostility. And the contamination could affect all the constructs connected to humans through their mind. Also, the corrupted commandants can forcibly connect with constructs. The range of contamination could already reach Babylonia. The closer to the tower, the more exponentially the punishing virus concentration and the contamination level will increase. So far, we have not discovered an effective approach to of defense. Ordinary anti-radiation equipment proves futile against it. Only commandants who can resist mind beacon contamination can... Damn it. Asimov, are you alright? You're the only one who can... Asimov! The girl's piercing scream erupts from the background, and the camera begins to tremble violently. Something abruptly covers the vision, plunging everything into absolute darkness. To save the people who are still not affected, you must inform others of the situation. Stop it from spreading. Is Lee with you? Lee, the key. The new frame is completely immune to the punishing virus. Call is terminated. Well, Asimov be alright. Lee's new frame is completely immune to the punishing virus. So relieved to hear that. Then his safety is guaranteed. I'm sure he'll protect everyone in Babylonia. We must quickly come up with a plan. Based on what Asimov told us, the distress signal is being sent in a larger range and might receive more responses. Seeker raises her terminal. A constant stream of rendezvous comms from the other squad pops up. Thanks to open authorization, it seems there are many more, if not yet fallen victims of the Hetero Tower. Telltale, Caribou, and Strike Hawk! Strike Hawk! Home Squad is also nearby. Let's meet up with them first. Meanwhile, the terminal of Harley Joe, who still is unconscious nearby, also begins to ring incessantly. Normal heat sources are detected approaching from behind. There should be different commandants for their squads. They are not responding to our comms requests. Luckily affected by the unknown radiation. There are 3 squads in total, now increasing to 4. In the distance, your gaze figures rushing towards, the tower, like moths drawn to a flame. As figures approach, the numbers steadily increase, forming a growing crowd. Some individuals even begin to fight with each other along the way. This is probably the purifying force, he called. Seeker, can you move? No problem. Seeker raises abruptly, driven by an overwhelming urge, but her attempt to maintain balance proves futile, causing her to collapse back on the ground. Blood begins to flow from her nose. I'm sorry. Just need a bit more time. Seeker, will you do me a favor? Please help watch our back. Coordinate with reinforcements. They've sent a rendezvous request to all terminals nearby. Disseminating the crucial information this Asimov conveyed through the secret code of FOS to the commandants and Comstrikes who still remain unaffected. Stay connected with your squad. Reject any connection requests from commandants unknown and rendezvous at the coordinates provided. Leave it to me. Commandant. The frantic crowd on the horizon gradually swarms towards your location. I'm ready. Raven, prepare to engage. You know what to do? Let's do this. I'm gonna sneeze, wait. Also, I'm really hungry. I shouldn't have eaten breakfast so early in the day, because like now I'm just like starving. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze or am I not gonna sneeze? Ugh. Signals over here! Babylonia has never witnessed such horror since its birth. Blood, screams, crazed and eerie cries and laughs. Snack time maybe? I don't have any snacks, so I can get some pretzels or something. But alarms play relentlessly from every banner and sign. The once meticulously arranged furnishings and benches now lie scattered and turned on the ground, displaying a sight of turmoil. He valiantly shields the workers he has rescued, deftly maneuvering through the frenzied attacks aimed in their direction. Nearby street corner, a worker desperately stumbles out, pursued relentlessly by a human who continues to shoot at him without reprise. Or respite, rather, I can't read. More people are still over there! Move faster if you can still spare the energy to talk. The deft demeanor. Lee knocks out the humans who are pursuing them in madness and hands them to the constructs behind him. A deep frown shows up on Lee's face. He recalls the message received from Asuma once again. Electromagnetic radiation disarray mind beacons, punishing Hetero Tower. Pressing his lips tightly together, Lee quickly counts the number of human survivors behind him and starts to look for nearby shelters through his terminal. That's no use. The red light just now is emitting electromagnetic radiation. Burning protection will have no effect on it. Better than staying outside directly exposed to it. The nearest shelter is over there. Keep up. Wordlessly, the worker zips up his jacket, bearing visible scratches from their harrowing escape, and quietly follows behind. Some survivors have already gathered in the shelter seeking refuge. They sit together in silence, occasionally whispering to one another. They briefly exchanges words with the construct in charge of security here. The air in the hall is almost suffocating, and everyone's expression reveals their unease and trepidation. Babylonia is under attack by an unidentified electromagnetic radiation emitted from Earth. Attention! All passengers of Babylonia, please seek immediate refuge in the nearest emergency shelter upon hearing this broadcast. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Please seek immediate refuge in the nearest emergency shelter upon hearing this broadcast. The evacuation message echoes relentlessly through the broadcast. Even the mechanical audio carries a faint hint of hoarseness as if strained by the gravity of the situation. It's pointless. A whisper emerges from a corner, pacing through the tense atmosphere. It's from a researcher who escaped from the Science Council. He huddles in a corner, his body curled up in fear as he softly mumbles. Based on the Earth's rotational velocity and the orbital velocity of Babylonia. Even though we can control Babylonia's flying speed, the next wave of that thing will strike in 4 hours. No, 3 hours. No. We may only have 30 minutes left. He's gone insane. He says to control around the room as he murmurs in a trembling voice. By then, no one can guarantee everyone's in this shelter won't lose their mind. His words prompt a quiet discussion to ensure that in the shelter's hall, as people exchange hushed thoughts and reactions. However, the voices gradually fade away, succumbing to once more to the prevailing silence. Having ensured the safety of the people he brought to the shelter, Lee turns around and dashes toward the Science Council. Science Council, Babylonia. As Lee arrives in the Science Council, a scene of chaos unfolds before him. Shattered pieces of glass and various devices litter the ground. The alarms blare, the shrill tones merging with the cacophony of human voices. As Lee moves through the turmoil, he spots crazed researchers everywhere who are unleashing their frenzy and wreaking havoc on their surroundings. Hetero creatures! How did hetero creatures enter Babylonia? Pull yourself together. They're not hetero creatures. There's still one here, requesting support. Hetero creatures have breached our defense and invaded the Science Council. Not a hetero creature, but put down the stick! In an attempt to prevent his colleague from succumbing to insanity, the researcher is suddenly knocked down by a strike from behind. His eyes widen in bewilderment as he sprawls on the ground. This construct is also contaminated. Be careful! The shock and difficulty in defending against these individuals, who once trusted colleagues and allies, is palpable. The majority of the researchers in the Science Council remain unaffected. The actions of a few lunatics are enough to plunge the entire place into a state of frenzy. Some researchers have already fallen victim to electromagnetic radiation, their minds absorbed in hallucination, while others gather together, struggling to resist the attacks from their own colleagues. After helping several survivors on his way, Lee finally sits into Asimov's lab. The door stands wide open, revealing a haunting sight. Ominous bloodstains mar the entrance, spreading in a macabre trail that leads further inside the lab. Asimov, you better be alright. To the lower through, the screens are still illuminating, but glassware and precision instruments now lie shattered and fragmented all over the ground. There's no sign of Asimov, who would typically be found working diligently amidst the instruments. The lab seems completely empty. Uh-oh. Without warning, someone suddenly shoots at Lee from behind. He simply dodges aside upon hearing the distinct sound of bullets piercing through the air. Hetero creature! Another one shows up! They're from the same group! Requesting support! Requesting support! A strange researcher in Science Council uniform is holding a gun. With a frenzied and anguished smile on his face. He continues to call for support through his dead terminal, his gaze fixated upon Lee's every movement. Where's Asimov? Hetero creature is talking again! I can't understand its language, but I'm sure it's using some sort of structured language, just like the hetero creature I encountered before. He hysterically taps his terminal as if recording something. Capture operation number 2 starting to record. But this is scurry. My voice is breaking, started looking insane, boys. This user word is guaranteed to be mine. Capture it! I must capture it! The researcher lunges at Lee, akin to a predator closing on his prey. It seems like he's no longer looking at a hetero creature, but the pinnacle of scientific achievement that could define the rest of his life. After subduing the rat researcher with swift action, Lee went Asimov unconscious. No! Like behind an experiment desk? No, Asimov! What happened? Where he stands, Lee's view of Asimov is limited to his upper body. Luckily tucked with the same researcher, he's like motionless in a pool of blood! His face looking as pale as paper! No, Asimov! Various abrasions can be seen on Asimov's cheek and arms, but the penetrating gunshot wounds near his shoulder blades seemed the gravest. When it's been hastily patched up, this ready poses a significant threat to Asimov's life. He shot so quickly. Bandage is out. There should be some disinfectant gel left here. Purple-haired girl swiftly stumbles into the... Hey! Asimov gave her an order. Someone to lab with a pile of medicine in her arms. Rosa? The girl appears to remain unaffected at the moment. She does not scream upon seeing Lee, nor does she exhibit any signs of having attempted to harm Asimov. Lee! She raises her head, her eyes filled with fear and panic. Oh man, shot Mr. Asimov. I couldn't stop him. I found some medicine back there. You've done well. Lacking expertise in offering solace, Lee does his utmost to find comforting words amidst the distressing situation. Providing some basic treatment, he manages to staunch the bleeding from Asimov's wound. However, there's no immediate signs of him regaining consciousness in the near future. I forcibly switched the new frame without Asimov's authorization. No, that won't work. It needs not only authorization, but also the activation parameter and a set of adjustment data. All the data are classified as top secret. Asimov once mentioned it to Lee that he never stored the data on paper or in any electronic device, relying solely on his own memory for safekeeping. No one would have foreseen that Asimov's discreet habit would become a hindrance on one day. Rose, did you know the new frame's activation parameter adjustment data? I only took part in the adjustment test. I don't know. Mr. Asimov said that information was highly confidential. I can only find the backup files in the previous adaptation experiments. Lee and Rosa diligently scoured through every storage device and paper file within the reach. We find some backups containing simulated battle records from the past frame adaptation experiments. Lee gazes at the storage units marked with numbers, recalling the coordinates and information obtained from hetero shards. In a moment of inspiration, an idea flashes across his mind. The message conveyed through the hetero shards. And if the theory holds true, there's a decipherable language existing in the punishing virus. Which means I'm directly infected by the hetero shards. I can acquire information from them. If his guess proves true, we'll be able to successfully activate the new frame. But if it turns out false, It's too risky. Commandant would definitely say so. However, there's no better option left for him. As the turmoil continues outside, Lee's gaze falls on Asimov's feeble presence on the bed. A fragile human body weakened by the significant blood loss, but is Asimov unable to stay awake? With a timid demeanor, Wizard tries to help him search for further information, but efforts prove in vain. The relentless ticking of the clock echoes through the room, each passing moment magnifying the urgency of the situation. Time is running out. Solution is not found before the radiation of the tower engulfs Babylonia once again. After meticulously organizing the storage devices and paper documents that clutter the desktop, he switches off the glowing screen. Rosa, stay here and take care of Asimov, and let anyone else come in. Okay! He takes Asimov's work badge, his face looking calm and determined. I hope you didn't secure that thing using a password only you know. To make me forcibly wake up a heavily wounded man. After entering the doors, securely locked against frenzied researchers, Lee quickly makes his way towards another lab in the Science Council. As Lee arrives, he finds the heteromer shard stored with a level of competence, convenience, rather than stringent, how do you say that word? Measure taken by Asimov's brain. Utilizing Asimov's key, he successfully lifts the last security measure. The heteromer shards are unveiled, protected by a sealed glass shield, emitting an ethereal glow. As Lee gazes upon the glowing shards, a frown creases his brow. The solemn silence of the room is punctuated only by the persistent beeping of a monitoring device. Despite having envisioned this very moment of activating the frame countless times, he has to admit that such an extreme approach to the activation parameter and adjustment data is quite risky indeed. However, outside this tightly secured room, Babylonia and Earth are engulfed in unimaginable turmoil. The electromagnetic radiation contaminates all the mind beacons in its path, distorting everything perceived by human senses. Given the capabilities of humans, there are inherent limits to the extent of the damage they can inflict. However, when individuals in positions of tremendous authority descend into chaos and madness, the ensuing calamity can surpass even the dreadful spread of the punishing virus. The message better be true. Lee lifts the shield in a resolute manner, seizes the heteromer shard, and forcefully stabs it into his own chest before the punishing virus consumes the entire room. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. As the heteromer shard makes contact with the artificial skin, the sharp pain erupts along with the wild vibrations of the mechanical structure in charge of pumping out the vital fluid. Lee has never experienced such clarity. His senses his heart beating. The intensity of the panning within his chest transports him back to a long time ago, before he became a construct and gave his human heart to Murray. The excruciating pain surges like an imminent tsunami that aims to devour the world, relentlessly assaulting his mind. Tides of agony reach the seal on some long-forgotten memories. Time traverses back along the flow of vital fluid, ruthlessly gushing into the spot where the heteromer shard is pierced. Twisted light, darkness, and peculiar colors form a succession of anomalous images, violently brushing Lee's every slender nerve. The burning sensation, as delicate as pinpricks, permeates every inch of his frame. An eerie force devours him, dragging him down into an abyss and blurring his senses. The chilling embrace of nothingness engulfs Lee's mind, while sporadic and recognizable murmurs and cries veiled in piercing pain flood into his audio module. Stay awake. I can't. Flashes of color and bizarre images continue to gush out of his mind, converging and forming broken rivers. The clock abruptly ceases to tick, and the hands frenziedly reverse their course. In Lee's blurred vision, fragmented images emerge, looking like a silent lion. Amongst these fragments, he sees himself walking alone in the new frame. Memories of battle float alongside beLEEve and spiral tower unceasingly stretching towards the heavens, with a treacherous ladder that defies all attempts to reach its peak. With an unwavering determination, Lee fights to maintain consciousness while searching and capturing every strand of incoherent data, every piece of fragmented information. Found it. Commencing decryption. Activation parameter confirmed. Adjustment data confirmed. Amidst the tumultuous currents of information, Lee's keen perception guides him unerringly towards the specific piece of information he seeks. Darkness gnaws relentlessly at the silent expanse. His consciousness is persistently corrupted and fragmented. Thorns sprout within the abyss, merging along his wrists and winding their way in reverse to his mechanical heart. Lee's dilated pupils bear witness to profound pain he just endured. With each heavy breath he draws, the chilling air fills his body. The blue vital fluid seeps through his fingers, carrying with it a faint metallic scent that permeates the air. This is the first time he's been this close to the verge of death. Hearing his desperate cries, His body trembles involuntarily, suggesting that his nerves are still entangled within the depths of the void from which he narrowly escaped. Intense influx of calculations within a brief span of time causes a slight overload in Lee's frame. He blankly stares at the pale ceiling. A rapid succession of everything he's seen floods his mind. Those memories truly exist. The images continue to flash within him, depicting the operation of switching to the new frame in the battle spot in the distant past. A small subtle sense of divergence that lingers within him, but these memories differ slightly from the experiences he's undergone. Which of them are his real memories? He closes his eyes, seeking to readjust his visual module. He opens them once more, the fragmented illusions of the haunted vision have already dissipated. Regardless of the veracity of those memories, he's already attained the most crucial information he urgently sought. Even without being able to articulate the specifics, he successfully deciphered the key information relevant to the new frame from what he has captured. The activation parameter, useful data, and even something extra. The information is conveyed through a vague message, overlapping with his initial plan. Activate the new frame, known as hyperREAL, into the tower. Gift of the future. He moves his wrists, revealing relieving tension. Relieving tension. And his frown fades slightly, finding a momentary sense of ease. The problem is no longer a problem once the solution is found. Next, he only needs to... With unyielding determination, Lee sprints towards the classified laboratory of the Science Council. Let's give it a go. Go on, Lee. Classified laboratory, Science Council. The once bustling area, always filled with blinking instruments and fast-walking researchers, now lies in ruin. The remnants of broken vessels and shattered equipment litter on the floor, bring witness to the violence that has befallen this place. Fortunately, the frame compartment remains unscathed, protected by bulletproof glass from those frenzied researchers, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. He swiftly locates the pod encircled by a radiant red band who promptly enters, settling inside. With deftness, he grasps the cable and inserts it into the port in his neck. He will unravel any thorny dilemma, just as countless times he's done before. Commencing frame switch authorization. Please enter the activation parameter. Authorization successful. Turning consciousness transfer. Please refrain from interrupting the connection during consciousness transfer. Consciousness transfer complete. Alongside the suffocating discomfort that threatens to engulf his body, peculiar lights flash before his eyes. Luminance intertwines with darkness in a fanatic dance. Despair and pain seep up in the depths of his mind as twisted towers swiftly rise and collapse. Time ceases to be a mere constant measured by the hands of a clock, transforming into images that endlessly replay in front of him. Whoa! This is cool. His thoughts insidiously begin to venture into the realm of the unknown. Guided by another worldly force, he ascends along a web woven with the fabric of time and space. However, an invisible hand mercilessly yanks him down each time he nears the summit. To your right. As the pinnacle of the web stands a towering gate. A towering gate reaching towards the heavens with an imposing presence. Once again allured by the radiant light that seeps from behind it, he embarks on yet another desperate climb. Here, time takes on a different essence. Where a fleeting moment stretches into a lifetime, it's endured endless loops of existence, witnessing countless sunrises and sunsets. Finds himself trapped in a rift in this rift of the world, akin to a helpless insect instead within a prison of amber. He sees the annihilation and rebirth of everything he once knew. Shattered memories flicker before him like a fast-forward movie. He attempts to recognize them, yet his vision blurs. Warning! Activation of an authorized frame detected. Warning! Activation... Okay, right. Despite his forceful switch to the new specialized frame, he's unable to achieve his full mastery over it. It is undeniably a formidable weapon, but the combat abilities remain tightly restricted until he successfully adapts to its intricacies. Nevertheless, there's no time to squander. Access control override. Warning, activation of unauthorized frame detected. The mechanical voice returns to its usual coldness as Lee musters all his strength to rise, with every ounce of energy dedicated to appeasing the storm raging within his mind. He's nothing more than a pile of scraps now that the combat ability is activated. At this moment, only one person can help him. He turns on the screen and sends a communication request to the name listed at the very top of his contacts. Ooh! Earth, 6:30 p.m. Enshrouded by a crimson mist, the ruins emanated a putrid stench. Intertwined blood-red vines grow from the bottom of and extend with an unyielding momentum, as if striving to reach the heavens. The solemn tower resembles an immense eye that emerges from the earth, leaving nothing to evade its watchful scrutiny. A resounding echo of rushing footsteps shatters the oppressive silence, as if countless bright red dots silently light up the surrounding darkness. The punishing fire's concentration in the area ahead is still increasing. The number of Henlo creatures also keeps rising. From a close angle, the tension emitted by the spiral tower becomes even more suffocating. Every aspect of it can effortlessly evoke fear within one's heart, whether the towering height or the incessantly increasing virus concentration displayed on the screen. The sensation of unease intensifies with each step taken towards it. A strange tower rising out of the blue, an electron radiation, severed communication, creates teammates, rampaging Henlo creatures. As your mind grapples with the potency, potential changes, goddammit. Raising from the situation, Ushio, who'd gone ahead to scout, returns to deliver a report. The punishing fire's concentration ahead has exceeded the safety threshold of the protective suit. Man, it's no longer safe to press on. Have you picked up any comm signals? The device is functioning normally, but I'm unable to establish a connection to Babylonia's comm channel for some reason. The interrupted call with Mr. Asimov might be caused by... He stops talking and wants to continue. Several connection to Babylonia's communication channel suggests the situation that may already be spiraling beyond control there. It was not Babylonia, it could be Science Council or Asimov. Either way, it seems that something terrible is lying in wait. Are there any signals from other nodes? I haven't picked up any yet. With a grim expression, Liv solemnly shakes her head. Maybe they've lost their means of communication. They are simply too preoccupied with the Henlo creatures to send out a signal. After all, facing enemies in such an overwhelming numbers. As you approach the coordinates of the tower, a relentless onslaught of Henlo creatures surges forth. Their numbers appear inexhaustible. No matter how many Liv and Lucia take down, the more consistently show up as if spawned from an unending wellspring. The challenges possessed by overwhelming numbers of Henlo creatures proves to be a strain even for the skilled beLEEve, let alone for other squads. Let's hold here and concentrate on eliminating nearby Henlo creatures for now. We'll find a way. Those words are spoken not only for Lucy and Liv, but also for yourself. The phase of mankind has sparked innumerable remarkable achievements, pumping over countless impossibilities. It proved that the unknown harbors not only danger, but also hope. Suddenly a jarring noise erupts from the communication device Liv has been adjusting, shattering the momentary silence. Was that a new message? No, just some static noise. Appointment can be easily spotted in Liv's face. But afterwards, a faint notification sound emanates from your bag. Commanded! Lee? After a flustered search, you discover a peculiar communication device tucked away in the depths of your bag. The small machine displays a blinking green dot of light, indicating an ongoing call. You unexpectedly handed you this device one day, and you perceived it as a last resort thing that would never be necessary. Fortunately, you always remembered to bring it with you. Commander, I need your help. Lee! This is the new frame? Through the unstable connection, Lee appears before your eyes through a frame that is utterly familiar to your eyes. This is the first time he's met others in the specialized frame. You know, unexpected to be under such circumstances. Meanwhile, the horse roars the Henlo creature echo from a distance. The crimson mist lingers around the ruins. On the other side of the call, Lee is wearing a frown on his face, looking grim. Yes, things are not going well here. Babylonia is in a dire spot. The electromagnetic radiation has caused mental disorders in a large number of humans. Even Asimov was attacked and heavily injured. According to the Science Council's prediction, the next wave of radiation is ready to strike soon. Through unconventional means, I have managed to obtain certain information and switch to this new frame ahead of schedule. However, as Asimov is currently in a coma, I need your authorization to attain full access to it. Despite Lee's attempt to present it as a simple matter, his pale face cannot conceal the inherent peril of his so-called unconventional means. You're thinking about it. I request full access to this frame, including its offensive functions. He hesitates, lowering his gaze, but eventually continues to explain after a brief pause. The crucial initial step required to resolve everything is entering that tower. But no one can even get close to it. I can. I sent you every report regarding the adaptation experiments in this frame. I'm sure you can tell from the data that out of all the frames in Babylonia, only the specialized one exhibits complete immunity to punishing virus. Which means only the specialized frame is able to enter the tower. It's too risky. You've seen worse. Trust me, Commandant. This is their one and only option. Also, Lee appears slightly restless, pausing for a moment before talking again. You remember the only message that Asimov deciphered from those Haroma shards? You mean... this is the gift of the future? As when I found more information from those shards. Everyone falls into silence, only the hoarse, static noise from the communication echoing in the air. He consciously adopts a relaxed tone, hoping to ease the tension. Even disregarding the message, this frame remains the best option we have now to use its complete immunity against a punishing virus. I'm a member of Grey Raven, the best squad in Babylonia, more experienced in battle than many others. With my abilities and experience, I can ensure Lee. It's rare to see Lee being this verbose. After interrupting, a barely perceptible sigh travels through the communication channel from Babylonia to your ears. He's smiling! I understand what you're gonna say, commandant. On the other end of the call, a fleeting smile graces Lee's face as quickly as a butterfly flutters its broken wings amidst a rain shower. This is the sole solution I concluded from deduction, taking both the frame's capability and the selection of the executor into consideration. You two are aware of that, aren't you? Lee is right. The answer has been presented together with the question from the very beginning. He switches to the new frame, heads to the tower, and settles the situation. Nevertheless, the lingering doubt within you and the haunting fear of the past continues to hinder you from embracing this answer. I know what you're thinking. Wake up again, wait. With the static noises buzzing in the background, this familiar, steady voice resonates through the device. The unknown isn't always unsolvable. Sometimes true hope can be found in the unknown. I know you will always choose to stand by my side, and that's exactly why I'm bound to succeed. Now it's my time to make a choice. His gaze remains firm. You find no trace of regret or doubt in his eyes, only determination and courage that are always there. I'll do as you request, but with one condition. You must ensure our remote connection stays intact. I need to keep track of your state at all times. I cannot agree with that, it's too dangerous. My mind in this frame is highly unstable. If any emergency occurs, I won't be able to guarantee it. No matter what danger lies ahead, we face it together. Yes! Let's do it! This hesitation unmistakably reveals the uncertainty regarding the frame, which is precisely why you cannot learn to venture into the danger alone. The crimson sky and the white figure flash again before your eyes, evoking blunt pain within your heart. Who notices your unusual demeanor and immediately turns her gaze towards you with concern. Fortunately, the current situation seems not as bad as that time. I will be closely monitoring my state. You look firmly into Lee's eyes, displaying no intention of making compromises. Fine. I accept your condition. When hearing the desired answer, you proceed to turn on your terminal. However, to your dismay, the command system fails to respond. According to the emergency protocol during wartime, commandants are granted primary decision-making authority. Activate the backup interface. Select the access level. Full access. If you tap the screen, the process feels longer than ever. You know that Lee is fully prepared, but the sense of unease still lingers within your heart. A strange electromagnetic radiation. The unknown tower, the disordered mind beacons, will emerge into a chaotic tapestry, entwining within your mind. Come back to us safe. I will. Amidst the buzzing static noise, he casts one final gaze towards you from Babylonia before abruptly cutting off the connection. The ruins recede into an eerie silence, only the shadow creatures roaring hoarsely from a distance. Command authorization confirmed. Verification successful. Alexis controls granted. With the authorization confirmed, we remain standing in front of the screen, so it's reflecting lines of code that flash by in rapid succession. Functions enabled. Data test passed. Access to weapons are granted. With the frame operating at full speed, the excruciating pain caused by mind overload begins to subside. Time and space regain clear clarity in his sight as the mega weapons system is activated. That's... Suddenly, the space around him loses all traces of color, and time becomes fixated in a single moment. Some figures appear beside him, only to crumble into the ground, as if struck by an unseen force. The particular vision only lasts for a brief moment. Once Lee recalibrates his visual module, it never occurs again. The test machine is beeping. The full power simulation test for the Omega weapon has been completed, with all readings showing normal results. However, there's no time for Lee to dwell on the particular site. He quickly runs tests on other modules, and after confirming their functionality, rushes out of the laboratory. They're going faster than I expected. The Science Council's gate can defend itself against those fragile scientists, but not constructs who are built for combat. Whoa! Hi! The group of constructs in battle mode have already assembled at the laboratory door, showing distinctly abnormal behavior. Among them, Lee recognized the members of the task force who fought alongside him at the seashore, as well as a squad of constructs affiliated to the control court. The defectors here. He's acquired the new frame from the Science Council without authorization. As he plans to join the Ascendants with our latest frame, we cannot allow him to leave here. You damn defector. You can be mankind. It's his glowing back as well. I love the glowing spine. The construct holds up his gun and rushes towards Lee desperately. Lee just simply dodges the attack and knocks the gun out of his clenched hand with his weapon and a breeze. No one stands a chance against Lee in the specialized frame with his combat functions fully activated. Soon all the constructs obstructing its path are immobilized by Lee's swift strikes, collapsing to the ground. There's no sign of punishing Rice infection. Could it be the mind beacons of commandants are corrupted, affecting constructs through your mind? Doesn't sound good. I have a more pressing matter to deal with. I'm sorry. After a brief glance back at the sealed gate of the Science Council, he opens a map of the lower hangar and strides forth. He needs a transport craft. One that can take him to the surface, through to this madness.
Simulation complete. Commandant, we're going to win this fight.
Never gets old. It's so cool. But machines. Yeah, okay, we need to help the people machines.
Nothing serious. Focus.
Oh wow.
Time is under my control. No way out.
Nice. Thanks. These things are so annoying. We have more mechanoids to get rid of over there. Have we locked down the hangar? Although nobody can get in the route now. To lock down the route to the hangar. What's going on there? I've never seen the notice. The HQ has orders to lock down all places like the armory and hangar. Given the situation, they are concerned that someone may take weapons or aircraft with force. Wait, what are you into the hangar for? No reason! Not to take an aircraft or weapon with force. Don't worry about it. Dual service, that's an urgent mission. At this point in time? Gosh, Graven sure works hard. Ugh.
Nothing serious. Focus.
At this point in time? Graven, anything wrong? You're right. Watch out! Damn it, how did this thing get out?
Focus.
Uh-oh. Ooh, which way am I pacing?
Time is under my control. No way out. Don't think you can escape my... Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
Bonk. Lee from Raven. I'm from Praying Mantis. The name's Crow. What are you doing here? All constructs that are still normal are already in standby. You're not out of your mind, are you? No, I'm on an urgent mission. HQ ordered all normal constructs be on standby for combat. There shouldn't be in any urgent mission. I'm as normal as can be, but I don't have time to explain my mission in more detail. But I trust you. Haywire constructs don't have such good logic. Only is a mess now. There are 2 routes to the hangar. Both have been locked down. The only possible way is to jump down from Dominic Memorial Park. According to the map, you can enter a hangar from there. You should be able to find some transport crafts with sufficient energy left. Thanks. You're welcome. Mission is to clear up any area nearby, so I'll go with you. Hey, friend acquired. There's places too. The emergency mode can be activated by simply pressing a button. One infected person is worth enough to let these things out. I wonder how much they need to spend on rebuilding after this mess. Time's running out, let's keep going. Uh-oh. What's how the gravity is?
Nothing serious. Focus.
Out of control, are you okay? The gravity system was shut down. What happened to the control center? Luckily, we have a gravity field generator installed for moon missions. Makes the mechanoids won't be able to reach us. Wait, look up. Oh, the gravity field activated when we deal with them. Cool. Seems to me we must get them as soon as possible.
Time is under my control.
I can't reach them. Yeah, I have to wait for them to go down.
Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
What a, like I keep saying, what a badass thing to say though.
No way out. Cease your existence.
At the end of time. Bonk.
Time is under my control. Ends here.
Come on.
Don't think you can escape my sight.
Come on.
Nothing serious. Focus.
Nice. Wait, really? There you go. Command! The gravity system in front of Dominic Memorial Park was shut down. All constructs are caught up in 0 gravity. We require assistance. Crow. Commandant? I can't hear you. Having trouble contacting your commandant. I have no idea. Maybe you hung up or something. Or something else happened. I can only hear noises. This is weird. Are there any interference? Objects are also contaminated by the mine beacon. Are you alright? Carbonation, I guess. The mission takes priority. Let's keep moving.
Cease your existence.
At the end of time! Hank's just down below. Time's running out. Gotta go. Thanks, Yalcra. Thanks, friend.
Nothing serious.
Uh-oh.
Focus.
Oh? Oh, you're also contaminated. Others, watch out. Oh no! I don't want to kill my friend! He's my buddy! I made a friend! I don't want to kill him!
No way out.
No!
Don't escape my sight. Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
I saw it coming as well, and I was like, I don't want to do it. No, he's my
Now's
friend.
not the time to relax yet, Commandant.
Amidst the roar of the bell-shaped nozzle, the transport craft performs a perfect glide and leaps right into the starry sky. The construct's level of acceleration is merely no impact. As Leap pulls the lever, Mach number on the control screen rises rapidly. The view of the Crimson Spiral Tower grows increasingly distinct on the screen. Surrounded by rampantly stretching vines, the contorted tower thrusts into the clouds like a thorn growing out of the earth, striving to reach the heavens. By its mere presence, it possesses an unprecedented threat. A prickling pain emanates from his deep mind. There's something shattered there. Strangely, he senses that this is not the first time he's stayed here, overlooking that Hyperreal tower from this angle. The answers are lying right there. Feeling the stable connection in his deep mind, he quickly gathers his thoughts and sets the landing spot. Then he lunges at the tower with no hesitation. Ooh. Okay. We just killed a new friend. I don't know, I feel bad I have a new friend. I'm considering how much more of this chapter is there? Like, how many nodes are in this chapter? We've already gone like we've already done 11 of them. I'm thinking about whether I should split this into 2 streams or not. Cause I might do another stream of beLEEve of this chapter if it takes too long. Mostly because I'm really I mean we have at least 9 wait, this is 3, it's 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 20. Oh, that's at least 6 combat stages. After okay, it's about halfway through. Cool. I'll split into 2 streams then. I'll split into 2 streams. I'll probably do the next ones on beLEEve because I haven't done beLEEve streams in a while. It feels like a good way to go back on beLEEve. But yes. Maybe some splitting is because I'm just like I've been awake for so long today and I'm also really hungry. So I will do it. I will pick up this again very, very soon. Because I really want to, I really want to play more. Like, really want to play more. And we're at the good part as well, so that's more to look forward to later. Right!
Oh,
Okay, for now, yeah, so we pick up again, at a later date. Soon, hopefully, very soon. Great! I'm gonna call it here. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and please let me know if please English. Maybe next time I'll actually be able to speak without stuttering. Thank you so much, Kuro Game, for sponsoring this stream. I am incredibly grateful, and also go play Punisher Game if you haven't already. This game is really good. I don't know why you haven't played it already. It's very good. And I'm very happy with Lee. I got 2 Lees, even though it took me a lot of. Wait, I can just do. Wait. Fate Banner wouldn't let me down, right? Fate Banner would never let me down. Just gonna. Fate Banner would never let me. It's Fate Banner, so it would never let me down, right? Fate Banner would never let me down. Fate Banner would never let me down. Fate Banner would never let me down. Fate Banner let me down. I mean, not Isla, so Isla's cool, but Fate Banner let me down. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, you know when that will be. But yes, keep an eye out because I want to play more of this. I'll probably announce it on like Twitter or something if I end up streaming on beLEEve. So yes, good night everyone. I'm gonna go eat some food because my stomach is eating itself right now. Good night everyone! Thank you so much for coming! And I'll see you guys soon. Good night!